Oh, hi there. Didn't see you come in. Welcome. Hi, it's me, your good buddy Scribe. Thank you so much for tuning in to Indigo Chameleon for our monthly pen and paper campaign. I'm so excited. You're used to seeing me in a different seat, but now I'm on this side of the table, and I dressed for the occasion to play my character tonight. But before we get into that, to the nitty gritty, we have a few announcements of things that are happening. First and foremost, come hang out with us on the Discord. If you're watching this on demand or you're watching it right now and you're brand new to the channel, hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. There's lots of memes and interesting things coming down the pipeline even now. Please check out the Inspiration channel if you're having a rough day, and it's where we post all of the good side of the internet. It's all sorts of good stuff, and we also have a brand new channel, brand newish. Ask a DM a question. So if you have a question about mechanics to D&D, or you're wanting to help out people, you can log in and do that. It's pretty great. So do that. There's Mike is going to be living there. I think it's Ask a DM.
Okay.
There's also some play-by-post with a brand new play-by-post coming soon. More of that a little bit later. So that's there. Plus, we have a merch store. You can buy cool stuff like t-shirts and mugs and stickers and, believe it or not, shower curtains with Karma, this good buddy. There. We also have a online store where you can purchase digital goods. What I mean by that is Dimitri's, the store that's in all of the different universes that we have here on Indigo Chameleon. If you scroll down just a little bit below, you'll find an area where you can buy digital goods, like items that belong to characters and games and stuff. But there are also some items that allow you to influence how the game is played, to assist characters with a little boost to their role, or to implant a character into a game, as Wolf Corinne did, as I received the final notes and backstory for Trinket, who is going to be making an appearance in Neverland and living permanently as an NPC there. It's called the Welcome Mat item. So lots of fun stuff. Just if you're on desktop, just scroll down to that little online store. There's some cool, fun stuff in there. I'm really proud of. That's there. Schedule. We've got a lot of cool things coming up. Tomorrow night is a brand new one-shot that it's so hard because I want to tell everybody about it. It's set in modern day, but it got a D&D magical tint to it. It's a brand new universe that is opening up to Indigo Chameleon, and I'm really excited to share it with all of you. We've got a great group of players, and you're not going to want to miss it. The adventure starts in modern day Monterey Bay, California, which is where I grew up. It's where I went to high school. But it's a really fun story that I've had sort of brewing in the back of my head before I even knew what D&D was. So tune in tomorrow night for that, 8 p.m. You're going to love it. Tuesday night we go to Wonder, where everything is exploding. Last particular episode, one of our characters completely disregarded his class, like basically just did a move where I'm going to explode myself, and his patron, bye, like this whole story out the window, like 12 to 15 pages of campaign notes, just but that's the joy of D&D. So we're going to figure out what happens with Enwyn the Fae and see if he's still a warlock next week.
Still very upset about this.
I've never seen Indigo Chameleon get that emotional before during a stream, but it was great. So lots of fun stuff.
Having feelings
in Wonderland. That was Tuesday.
It's so hard.
Yeah, guys, on Wednesday, but there's not a lot going on. Indigo and I are spending time together, but I ain't streaming it. So yeah, he's streaming. On Thursday night,
It costs extra.
On Thursday night, Indigo Chameleon and I have been taking lots of adventures. We went to Evermore Park. We went to this amazing, brand new immersive theater haunt experience that opened up here in Orlando called Dark Horizon. So we've compiled information, we've compiled video, and we're going to debut some of it on Thursday. So Thursday is going to be a Where in the World is Karma San Diego, as we show you some of the adventures that we've had with Karma. You'll also be able to catch some familiar faces like Wolf Corinne and Trinket, and all sorts of other individuals when we debut some of the footage that we took. So that's Thursday. Friday takes us back to Neverland for some more, some fun misadventures. And then Sunday, it'll cycle us back around to Sunday. Sunday we're doing a one-shot. with some very special guest stars over from Random Encounter Productions. As an amazing DM from over there, Cody, is coming over to play. He's finally getting a chance to to lay down like Mike is allowing me to just sort of like give over the DMing side of things and be able to play. So we're going to extend that offer, and Cody's going to come over and play next week along with some other special guests. So that's it for the schedule. That's it for announcements. I'm very happy to introduce the DM for this campaign, Big Mike. Big Mike, take it away.
Hey guys, okay. Alright, so everybody's got all their characters ready.
We do. We had a session 0 where we got to design characters and...
Any final questions, concerns, or comments about your characters that you want me to know or address?
I'm concerned we might die tonight.
That's always a concern,
All right.
and that will be addressed and resolved by how you play the game.
Got it. I just figured
It's
I'd
up to
address
you.
it. Okay.
It's not up to me. It's your choices. Your choices will.
He
will
says that. All the
determine
way
whether
here
you
he was
die or
giggling.
not. Hope your dice are lucky.
Good.
Anybody else? Before we begin.
No. Starting gold. Gold is the same sort of thing in Barovia. Like, do you want it starting with any sort of money?
Yeah,
or?
whatever money you have from the starting pack
like
that you
2
got, your
silvers.
characters have a starting amount of money.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to look up Haunted One. I was having a hard time finding out how much gold the Haunted One...
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what it is, but take the time and make sure you get it down correctly. 'Cause
Yeah.
all those numbers are important. Every single number on your character sheet is important.
All right, I'm ready.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
Right.
Until we throw the entire sheet away.
Until we throw the entire sheet away, which will never happen. We'll never throw these sheets away.
Right.
Until he kills us.
He's just making some final notes. I'll take his time. Everything going okay?
Uh-huh.
What are you
Jade.
nervous about? Really, I will stress again.
I
We're
fear
all
not
here-
the shadows fear
We're
me.
all here to have fun. And if you're not having fun, then I'm doing something wrong. So please tell me.
Okay.
But without further ado, unless anybody has anything else they would like to add or comment on,
All right.
or...
Pencils down.
No,
Look over
no,
at
no, you don't have to put your pencil down. That's not a
No,
test.
you're introducing story. This is
Okay,
big.
all right, so when you guys are ready, if you're ready now, I will begin. All right,
One
good.
moment, I
Oh,
promise.
no problem. Take your time. Listen, take your time. Don't rush. This is fun time for everybody. No stress.
Wolf is telling you to quit stalling.
He should have as much time as he wants to write down stuff. I'm looking over that way. 'Cause
And-
That's very good.
Okay.
I'm making sure his neck is up because he's a little
Are we good?
here.
Yes.
Am I hot? What?
No, you're a little soft.
No.
Move
Oh,
it
you gotta get that closer to your face. That's why.
maybe on the
Oh,
other
you know what?
side of the DM screen.
I moved
or-
it. How dare you?
How dare!
For the first time in the
Wow,
history of
the
your
whole
existence.
time.
He's quiet.
This will be the first ASMR D&D game. If you'll just stay close to your screen.
Right. We're ready.
Delightful.
I
That's
like this
perfect.
microphone.
Keep doing just that.
Oh my god.
We can also just flop it to the front of your screen.
Oh, no. If I just do this every time when I want to talk outside the... Okay.
That's because it takes you out of the...
Oh, well, then I'm perfectly fine
With that, though.
Okay. All right, so we will begin. I will
He
start.
had coffee.
No
Now
more.
you're getting called out by multiple people for
Yeah,
stalling.
yeah, you guys. I know what's going to happen to their characters, and I like them already. I just don't want them to die today.
No, I'm not nervous at all. Why do you
What?
ask?
No, none of these. Each of you was hired to guard the caravan bound to Mulmaster. Hoping that this being the largest city on the Moosey coast, you would easily find work to advance whatever goals you're after. The road bonded you in defense of the caravan, as you quickly learned to trust one another to have your back. The rumors you heard about the harshness of the city of Mulmaster may have seemed exaggerated at first, but having spent a few days in the city of danger, those rumors are completely true. The citizenry of Mulmaster is openly hostile to outsiders. The city watch little more than licensed thugs, and the merchants only as friendly as the coin you can offer. So that none of you are picked off one by one for slavery, or worse, you've decided to remain a group. When it looked like you might have to leave the city for lack of coin, lodging, or employment opportunities, fortune smiles upon you. A wealthy merchant named Astrid Saj, looking for a way to gain a noble title for her house, decided to hold a party at her estate. The celebration, open to all, is planned to last a full 10 days. with all social classes of the city free to partake of the food, drink, and entertainment. A number of temporary servants have been hired to act as guards, servers, bouncers, entertainers, cooks, spies, and other positions. You answer the call for work without delay. You're greeted by 2 guards and the mistress herself at the entrance. The guard asks, "So who are you and what do you bring to the table?" And we'll start over here on my left. If you'll introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character.
All right. My name is Talia Vilkis. She is a human. She's about 19. Class is a wizard. And yeah, and I guess, is there anything else you need? She's been traveling around here for a while. And
So you're saying you offer wizard services?
wizard services.
Excellent. You.
I am Luthea. I am here to provide religious grounding for the group. I am a cleric and am here to provide support with whatever means necessary.
And you?
Jade is what my friends call me. Ranger. So arrows, lots of arrows.
Excellent. And you?
I'm Toffle, that's all you need to know.
Excellent. Do you bring more than just your size to the table?
Pulls out the greatsword.
Excellent. As your look continues, you are hired as the party's bouncers and substitute guards. Over the past couple of days, Mr. Sods has proven herself a generous employer and provided you with food, lodging, and some coin for your efforts. More importantly, you're getting the opportunity to mingle with citizens of Mulminster, from the wealthiest nobles to the lowliest beggars. Certainly, some adventure work will come from this. It is midday on the 2nd day of the festival, your 3rd day of employment, and all has gone without incidents, other than some grumblings from attendees about being hassled entering the city. You are all standing watch over the festivities near the main entrance so you can have clear view of all coming, going, and whatever else inside. What would you like to do next?
So we have been hired for 10 days in total,
Yes.
from the beginning of the party onward for
You
the
will
10
be
days.
hired for the extent of the party.
For the celebration.
Mhm.
And we are at the entrance. How big is the estate?
It is a very large estate. You have not gotten to tour the entire extent of the estate, but the hall that you are in is probably, I want to say, 100 feet long and 50 feet wide. There are probably over 1,000 people in attendance right now.
Good.
And you've been monitoring the crowd from the front, so that you can see everybody who's coming in, see what's going on, and having an eye. But you guys are kind of staying close together.
I will do my best to make myself visible. Most people, when approached with authority, are not get them nervous, especially if they have something to hide. So, and rather than slinking off to the shadows and noticing, I will make myself up front and sort
Standing
of
tall and present.
standing tall and present and nodding to people and saying hello, welcome to the estate, and shaking hands and just trying to
Kissing
be
babies.
kissing babies, but observing people as they walk into the party.
Anybody else want to, what they're doing?
Stalking.
Stalking?
Stalking.
Okay.
He does. I don't like this. I will do it, but I don't like it.
Gotcha.
The money.
Too many people.
The shows of wealth. The bowing. The scraping. The food on plate.
And there are, again, from all classes are welcome here. So there are peasants and beggars there that are trying to capitalize on food that's available as well. So they're not all extremely wealthy, so there are some pockets if you would like to associate with some other levels of the society.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Okay. And either.
I think I was saying hang out like kind of like not in the middle, but just like around the outside, kind of in and out of people and.
Can I have established that prior to this party, I would have summoned my familiar?
Sure.
Because I would want him to kind of be walking around
So,
and
tell me
sniffing
about
things
your
out.
familiar.
My familiar is a small dog.
Okay.
Little his name's Terry. Think terrier
Mhm.
type. Small
Yes.
dog, floppy ears. Um,
And his name's Terry.
His name's Terry,
Okay.
yes. And
Uh,
so I've summoned him to kind of walk around the party and kind of communicate with me.
I would like all of you to make the first roll for a perception check.
Well, and I was about to say, like, one of the things I'm doing is I'm
Excellent.
smelling.
Okay, and you're gonna,
Because-
so that'll give you advantage, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, make that.
Do I need a perception check for Terry as well?
Does Terry have a way to communicate to you?
He's a familiar,
Okay,
so,
he
so
will-
yeah,
okay,
so
you
absolutely
would-
he can.
You are gonna pay attention when he,
Yeah,
okay, go.
so I'll roll one for me and then for him.
This is a 10 for me.
A 10.
Yeah.
12.
12?
I got a 15, and then you said I have advantage on that, correct?
I think you have advantage on smell.
I
right?
do, yeah.
Yeah,
A 19.
okay. And
It's 16 for me and a 7 for Terry.
as you guys are all doing your individual tasks, standing tall and looking around, kind of paying attention, and then off over in the distance, you all notice that Mr. Saj is looking directly at you since you're standing by the front, and approaching as quickly as a lady of the house would with a purpose. What would you like to do?
I will give a little whistle to sort of wherever the group is. Probably we've traveled long enough that I
Yeah,
know.
what does that sound like?
It's not even it's probably just all right on me.
Oh.
Like, this is not burying the lead at all. Subtlety was never our. With the 6-foot-tall mechanical man, like I am not.
It's not a.
No.
It's a-
On me!
On me!
Mistress.
She quietly pulls all of you aside to an adjacent room and closes the door behind you. She politely voices her concern about a band of gypsies camped outside the city walls. They seemed harmless at first, but Mr. Saj has received reports that they've begun harassing the attendees as they come and go from the festivities, demanding money and wine and threatening to put taxes on anyone who doesn't pay up. Yesterday, the mistress ordered several of her newly acquired guards to scare away the gypsies, but they didn't get the job done. When the guards returned, they spoke sympathetically about the gypsies and seemed somehow changed by the experience. Mistress Saz says she doesn't want an armed conflict, but aims to send a stern message to the gypsies as this may ruin her chances at acquiring a noble status, and begs you to deliver it on her behalf. If they can't leave before dawn, I'll have their wagons burned to the ground. She's already taken the liberty of placing 4 small pouches on the table behind you, each containing 1 minor potion and 60 gold coin. So if you'll add those to your
You said 1 minor health potion.
1 minor health potion and 60 gold coin each.
Okay.
So she's provided you with a task. What would you like to do next?
May we have the room, please, to discuss amongst ourselves? These gypsies, yes, so I do not think it will be too difficult to ask them to leave. Can we not, I look at you, Toffel, can we not to resort to violence unless it is absolutely necessary?
They will go in peace if they leave me in peace.
Yes, see, they will go in peace if and we can just do this.
Who gets to decide if it's necessary?
I do not know. Maybe we.
It's okay, I'll decide.
Oh,
We'll be
all
fine.
right. Yes, this seems like it's always been. So we will. I will sort of head out of the room and start heading towards the entrance.
They give you the details of where the camp is, so you know exactly how to get there, work your way through the city. You want to go now and go ahead and go to the camp?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and everybody wants to go to the
Might as
camp?
well.
Yeah.
Get it over with.
All right, you all are in agreement, okay? As the evening grows dark, you see the gypsy camp. A dozen men and women gathered around a blazing fire. The folk are in good spirit. A few of them sing and dance around the fire, while others find happiness in their flasks and wineskins. 3 barrel-top wagons are parked at odd angles. Tied to a nearby tree are a half dozen grazing horses wearing bright coats and dangles with tassels. What would you like to do next? You want to go straight in? You want to stealth it up?
Yes!
Yes. All right. But if we can just cough really loudly, as if to not as if we are sneaking in for war. We are just. I want to make it so that we are known to them.
And they'll think we're
They
sick
will
and
be
have the
kn- it will
plague
be
or
known
something.
when I am there.
Yes, that is fair. I will take a few steps back and let Tarful walk forward, and
I can send Terry in first.
I will let Talia go in as well. Yes.
All right, so you're just gonna kind of casually but openly walk towards them.
Yes.
As a group.
Letting the two of them take the lead.
I don't think
and-
you should cough too much, because
I'm Warforged. I
Are
do
you
not
taking
need to.
a casual or aggressive stance?
Casual.
Okay, and you're all gonna. Anybody walking up first, or you gonna walk
Me.
together? Okay.
These two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you approach, Stanimir introduces himself as the group leader and welcomes you wholeheartedly with smiles, hugs, and handshakes, like you are all the oldest of friends.
So, what is his name again?
Stanimir,
Sta-
Stanimir.
Standemir.
He is the group's leader.
When we walked forward, did we have any time to see them accost people?
No one else was there. It was just you guys heading up. It's nighttime. There's no travelers on the road that you've seen.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Plates of food and flagons of wine are immediately offered. The food smells and tastes delicious, twice as good as any meal you've had of late. The wine is sweet, fragrant, and refreshing. The fireside warms you deeply as the slight chill of the night is pushed back. What would you like to do next?
I would.
You deliver the message.
I would, before they partake of anything, I would like to purify the food and drink, if this was acceptable, just to make sure. And then, as soon as everyone is lubricated, approach him and say, the mistress of the house, we were wondering if perhaps you could move your encampment a little further on. We were hoping to be messengers and approach your group with a proposal to perhaps move forward and not talk to all the people as they come up to the gates.
All right, immediately upon you saying that, Stanimir laughs. Don't worry, we wish to make no enemies here. However, I do have a story to tell. If you listen, I tell you the story and you leave.
Yeah. His Luther's eyes will flash a little bit and sort of like click over. Yes, we would like to hear the story that you have to tell. Fantastic.
Stanimir fills his mouth with wine, then spits into the fire. The flames turn from orange to green as they dance and sway. A dark shape appears in the bonfire's core. There's corn in this fire, just in case you know. We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten, a land of keys. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. The dark shape in the fire takes the form of a man being knocked from his horse, a spear piercing his side. Let me get perception checks from everybody.
6.
Okay?
21.
Okay. Nat or otherwise?
No, 18 plus 3.
So 16.
Okay.
8.
Nothing seems out of ordinary. Everything looks like everybody's having fun. It's really, you're enjoying yourselves.
Great.
It's
I am not
fantastic.
nervous at all. That's well,
Stanimir continues. One night a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived, but when asked who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home, but we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own and followed him back toward his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. Deep in the bonfire, you see the dark figure standing with sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes. This man of royal blood fought to protect us as we protected him. We bore him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here. The figure in the dancing fire vanquishes its final foe, and then disappears in a cloud of smoke and embers. Stanimir's face becomes a somber mask. A curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves, to end our Dreadlord's curse and put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Madam Eva, EVA, knows all. Will you travel to Barovia with us and speak with her? What would you like to do next?
We are currently in a job. It would be imprudent to leave and not to at least give notice and finish out the stay that we have agreed to. Our needs pressing. Could you wait a few days for us to finish?
I'm sorry. I understand. But this is a pressing matter. Could you not come with us now?
I will once again ask for privacy for the group and lead them just a little ways away from the fire.
Sure.
This is a good thing. We are in demand no matter where we go.
Yeah.
This does not seem like a paying job.
I'm fixing something.
Something to see here. Move along,
Nothing to
people.
see here.
Nothing.
Is making me stop, because that's the softest thing.
Oh, should I talk louder?
Um, this is does not seem like something to go into lightly. It seems like a traveling. I have not. Do we know where Barovia is? Do we?
You've never heard of it before.
I know nothing of this place, and I know I have no loyalty to this woman, but I do. We have a job to finish. A job we've been paid a gold. That is to abandon that is disrespectful and dishonorable.
Yes, this is true. And to go off the word of someone that we have barely met, to go, I understand this, but I don't know the story. The prince, the magics found therein in the fire. Did they speak to anyone else?
That was cool.
Well, if they've just now gotten here, I mean, why can't we just wait and finish out our contract and then go off with them? I mean, what is the emergency of us needing to leave right now?
Make another perception check.
18.
17.
23.
Was that a nat 20 or?
Nat 19.
Okay. Okay.
Then, all right. Then we must, for honor's sake, to be. We do not want to be labeled as people who are given a job and then turn it down. We will decline, but say if they would like to give us directions to this Barovia, then perhaps we can look into it after we finish our agreed upon contract.
Which is for them to move along.
They still
This
need
is
to
for
move.
them to move along. Yes. We'll turn back towards the camp, unless they've given us privacy right there at the fire, and then we will.
You just stepped kind of like off to the
Yeah.
outside a little bit into the darkness, but not too far into the darkness.
Okay.
Okay.
Stanmia, we are very gracious for the offer to come to Barovia and help you and assist you in this endeavor, but we are people of our word, and it means more to us to be able to finish what we have started before we agree to assist you and your people, as sympathetic as we are.
Your honor is admirable. It is unfortunate.
You begin to lose consciousness. You see a wolfish grin on Sandomir's face.
Oh, no.
And barely hear his final words.
I'm sorry. We couldn't risk that you would say no.
And you black out. You all wake at the
You don't even
exact
get a
same.
con saving throw?
Nothing.
Oh.
You have no chance.
We wake up in a cart that's moving down the road. So,
You,
welcome to
welcome.
Skyrim.
You all wake up at exact same time as an eerie sense of wrong creeps over you. You are all in a small empty clearing surrounded by a thick fog and tall trees just outside. This is not where you were last night. It's far too quiet. The normal lively sounds of any wood are noticeably absent. Not only that, but the thick fog seems to carry every sound you make farther than usual, making you feel loud and exposed. Even though it's morning, the light is dimmer than usual. The mist gives the whole world around you a hazy feel, illuminated by the sterile white light of a sun far beyond your reach. What would you like to do?
Perception, smell.
Okay.
everything.
Did that count as a long rest?
Yes.
Cool.
Get a long
Does that
rest.
count as a level up?
It's close.
All right.
Just like listen, like one more night, maybe. What'd you get?
14.
Okay. Having taken in the scenery and steeling yourself against the new alien environment, you notice that your armor is gone.
I had no armor.
Your traveling backpacks are gone.
I did have one.
Your lanterns are gone.
Yeah.
Your weapons are gone. Everything you once owned is now gone, replaced with new clothes of a design you have never seen.
Hang on a minute, is my wizard spell book gone? Because that could be a problem.
Yes, it's gone.
So, I need
With
the
new
eraser.
clothes of a design you have never seen before, with muted colors, if any color at all. Each of you appears to be wearing a different style. You and you are dressed as nobles. You appear as a chef, and you as a manservant. What would you like to do next?
Well, this I feel like is just beyond the pale. What, the steel man is obviously the manservant? This is unacceptable. Any traps or anything leading away from this spot so we can see who may have absconded with our things?
Perception check.
15?
16.
16.
14.
13.
13. They're all high enough. There's nothing. There are no tracks. Nothing. It's as if you guys dropped right where you were
Anything
into the location.
Anything in the pockets of these new clothes? Any paper or
You,
clues?
you can
Like,
search.
I begin to search
Okay.
through all of the.
There's nothing in the pockets. No clues as to what. There's no name written on the back of your shirt or your pants or anything like that. It's just as if they were your own.
I will pick a random direction in the fog and just start looking for any sign of civilization.
Are we on a path at all?
No,
Or-
you're just in an open camp.
No,
It's
no way.
it would look like a regular campsite if there was a fire, if there were tents.
There's nothing, and we're
There's
all wearing different.
nothing, and you're all wearing different clothes.
Yeah.
Did the dog sense anything or notice anything? Because he doesn't sleep? 'Cause- No? Okay.
It's as if all of you were blanked out of existence and then reestablished somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, I will pick a direction
Yeah.
and just start striding forward into.
Have to.
Do you all agree?
Yes.
Yeah, nothing else to do.
After a minute or so, you stumble upon an old dirt road extending into the mist. What would you like to do?
Forward.
Down the road. At least we know it goes somewhere
We-
or from somewhere.
I take the lead. Get
Yeah.
behind.
Okay.
Well, if he's walking, I feel like it would be prudent for me to almost like I don't want to lose him in the fog, so I will try to link my arms around with the line so that I'm walking side by side with him.
Okay.
And then I
Makes
will-
sense that I should link
and then
arms
I
with
would
you so
pull
that I
out-
don't get lost either.
Right.
Okay.
So that
And of course.
So you're taking measures. So okay, as you walk through any fog, as you get
I'm
to,
a little nervous
you have
when you
maybe a 5 to 10 foot kind of, maybe like from 5 feet to 10 feet, it's a little bit hazier, but from 5 feet you can see pretty clearly the ground in front of you. So as it starts to approach, you feel like you're moving through the fog, just as if you would through a regular fog, but very dense fog.
Wow.
Okay. Almost on cue, as you begin down the path, the sounds of a rolling storm begin to creep up. The smell of the air changes slightly, and instinctively you are certain the rain is coming. After a couple miles or so, the winds pick up slightly, parting the ominous and eerie fog. The overwhelming sense of being watched eases slightly. Just a bit off the road ahead, you see a light waving back and forth. What would you like to do?
normally I do not recommend this, but we should head towards the light.
I'm happily, I'm going to,
Is there any trees or anything about?
There are trees just outside the fog, or actually lining the road, but the fog seems the thickest by the trees as you
Is
get
there
off the
anything I
road.
can break off to use as a club?
Do a perception check.
Knowledge nature, knowledge
Yeah.
nature.
Sure, nature.
7.
You find some fallen branches, nothing that seems sturdy enough.
Gotcha.
But you could pick up something if you wanted to.
How, I mean, can you see, like, the fog is like, has a top to it? Like, maybe.
Yeah,
if
you're
if I
basically
climbed a
in-
tree, could I get over it and maybe see something?
You could try.
So what is that?
I think it's a tabaxi.
Mhm.
You just get a climbing speed.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
I think it's 30 feet. For
Well, my
climbing?
speed's my climbing speed's 20.
20. Okay, so yeah.
So, oh, it says 8.
Okay. You climb up the nearest tree and it doesn't exit the fog.
Oh, okay.
You see other trees that are taller. You can try one of them if you'd like,
Okay.
Who looks
but you
like,
don't see like it. You don't see like there's
I
a
know,
ceiling
doesn't
to it.
help. Okay.
Who looks like nobles? These two?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
In case there is someone holding the light, you two should be the one to speak to them.
It's everything in my power not to rip this shirt off.
I know. It does look fetching on you.
It-
You know how much it is
If
to judge.
if that would be something you would do, you're more than welcome to. It's your
No,
live your truth. Live your truth. Be your character.
I'm
If
trying
you're-
not to bet again.
It will not affect you. You'll be fine. All right. And you died. I'm sorry. That was the only thing you
Shirt
had to
was the
do.
only thing protected.
As you move closer, the fog opens up before you, revealing a fancy signpost reading Durst Manor. A peal of lightning illuminates the area, allowing you to see the entirety of the property. On the right side, you see what appears to be a stable capable of holding several horses. Next, the manor itself is a 4-story brick house that has seen better days. On the left side, you see what you can assume is additional servants' quarters or storage of some sort. Another peal of lightning flashes, and you see what looks like 2 children huddled by the front door holding a lantern.
Sure, this is fine.
As you draw closer, you can hear a young female voice crying out for help with mixed, gentle sobbing. What would you do next?
Can I tell which direction it is?
Yeah, it's ahead of you. You could see the house. You could see where they're
Manners, servants' quarters,
Mhm.
a small brick
at. It's
house.
ahead. Like so, you're on this road, and it's
Yeah.
off to the right a little bit.
Okay.
You saw the sign, and then past that, now you can see, now that it's been illuminated a little bit more, and it's kind of spread the fog a little, you can see that this house is here to your right, and you can hear the voices, and you can see the lantern still.
I would head towards the crying child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to move over there. Upon reaching the children, you see a girl, 10-ish, holding out a lamp as if it were shield protecting them. Also, what appears to be her younger brother hiding behind her. She is quietly trying to shush the sobbing boy, who is clutching what appears to be a small stuffed bear. She looks up at you and timidly steps back, protecting her brother instinctively. She points to the door, saying, "There's a monster inside our house, and our baby brother is still inside." The boy shivers noticeably at the mention of the monster. What would you like to do next?
Where was your brother? What type of monster?
I don't know. I don't know what type of monster. We didn't see it.
Where's your brother?
Upstairs, our baby brother. He's upstairs on the
What
third
is
floor.
His name? What is-
Walter.
How old is he?
He's an infant baby.
Now, you go.
Yes, we go now. Do you know the game hide and seek? Hide and seek.
Yes.
Your job is to take your brother and find a place to hide, and we will go and find Walter. Yes? And then we will bring him out here. When you hear us call out to you, that's when you will leave your hiding spot and come and find us.
We'll stay right here. There's no place to hide outside.
What about this other building? This is all brick.
Oh, we're not allowed in there.
What is in there?
I don't know. We've never been in.
You live here, right?
Yes. But they don't let us go anywhere.
Who is there?
Our parents, they say it's not safe.
Where are your parents?
Inside, looking for the monster?
All right. Do you have anything that might help us inside? A set of keys or
The door's open.
All right. We will go and find him. Just stay safe here.
Thank you.
Can I inside check this one?
Absolutely.
Like, everyone. Yeah, that's a nat 1, so. Seems trustworthy to me. Creepy kid
Let's
outside a house.
do this.
Everybody
Right.
you can all make checks.
13.
That's a 12.
Seems legit.
But I'm gonna
And
go
19.
ahead and mage armor myself before we go into creepy house.
Do you have the ability to do that?
Oh crap. How does that work now with wizards and me not having my book? If I don't have my book, does nothing work?
You haven't prepared.
I had it prepared.
I'm sorry, you haven't prepared.
I have had it prepared,
Mhm.
but
Don't you have to
is it-
prepare daily though?
But we don't know if this is the same day.
Oh.
Try it. Find out.
He brings up a good point. You could always try.
Okay.
Mage armor?
I tried to cast mage armor.
And it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you question it? Do you have concerns about that?
Absolutely, I do.
Would you like to discuss it amongst yourselves?
Why were you able to cast mage armor on yourself?
I don't know.
I will go
I
ahead.
don't know where my book is. Maybe because I know the spell so well?
Huh. I will cast Sacred Flame, just away in the brush or something like that, just to see if I can make it appear without having my holy symbol.
The flame scorches and burns the bush.
All right. So we have access to some of our abilities. Can you? This will sound very silly, but we don't know until we try. Can you pretend as if you have your weapon? Do you, Tough, don't look at me like this. No, the sword. You just.
What are you talking about?
No, I was just wondering if you were able to perhaps use it as if it was there, but it is not there. A game that the children would play.
And I go up to a tree, nearby tree, and pretend to chop it.
And nothing happens.
It was worth a shot. Imagine if it was all right. So that's on me. This is on me. This one I take, I own it, I take it and put it in my pocket, carry it with me all the day.
You guys are fantastic.
I will head up to the door.
Alright. So, this is the front door. This is where the two children were, right here.
Okay.
Inside the portcullis right here.
All right.
Alright, the front door is right here.
Okay.
And I will begin.
We're both there.
Yep.
So,
everybody goes
yes.
right there.
Well, yes, as best.
Yes.
That works.
We're
Alright. So,
Before I go, do these
Yes.
children smell like children?
yeah. Yeah. Would you like... I have...
14 or 7, so 14.
They smell real. They
So
actually
delicious.
they actually smell terrified. You can
Yeah, smell
sense
fear.
that.
Okay, that's
you
good, that's
sense
good.
the fear on them. It's legitimate. It's almost overwhelming. You almost didn't. I mean, it was almost like it was hitting you in the face. It was that strong, and you could almost feel it.
Can we move that square out of the way as we walk into the space?
And you can open that section.
Terrifying.
It's lava! Mwahaha! And you're dead.
Wallpaper is hideous.
It's dim. Entering the front door, you see hanging on the south wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms hung over a battle axe, flanked by framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. Mahogany framed double doors leading from the foyer.
Aristocats, really?
Aristocats. Did I say cats?
Everybody-
Ah,
I was
man.
like, I was immediately.
Aristocats.
Everybody-
I can't. That's a perfect thing. I'm glad I said it that way.
The
There-
two of you are like, yes, this makes sense.
Yes, this is here. Aristocats. Sorry, guys. All right, mahogany framed doors leading from the foyer to the main hall are set with panes of stainless glass. Or stained glass. What would you like to do next?
What was the name of that prince again that they were talking about?
I do not know if we were given a name.
I forgot. I know we're supposed to.
Now, do we recognize the insignia, the sword and shield?
No. But it's a coat of arms. The coat of arms is a stylized golden windmill on a red field.
What then we feel?
All right, so do you move inside, or are you just going to stand there and look at it?
No,
Yeah,
I
looks
will
awesome.
move inside.
Okay.
I'll go up to the next door.
Set of like past
Head
the
inside?
paintings on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up to right up to there.
I'd like to perhaps mage hand that door open if we're gonna open it.
Okay. On the wall, on the south wall of the foyer is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms hung over a battle axe.
Maybe you should try and grab that out.
But where so, like not an
So
ornamental shield, but an actual
So
shield.
it's like a
Are
real
they?
shield and a real
Like
battle
what? So,
axe.
yeah.
Would you like to take a look?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Roll investigation.
It's an angle one. You can see it's not.
Yeah.
It didn't land solid, so I'm gonna re-roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
High
5.
science.
Investigation not my strongest thing.
It is real. It seems like it has a sharp blade on it. It feels sturdy in your hands. Both the shield and the axe do feel sturdy.
It's a regular battle axe.
A regular battle axe. As far as you know.
Grab them off the wall.
Okay.
Well, I cannot use any of these. Oh, you can use these.
There's a shield and a battle axe. So if both of those you would like to
I
share.
grab 'em off the
Okay.
wall.
All right. So add the shield. It's just a normal shield and a normal battle axe.
Glad I struggled with what weapon I was going to use.
Decision was made for you, yes? Are you going to use the shield?
I can. Do you need one?
Well, no.
I'm sorry. It's a two-hander. So
Hmm?
can you wield? Does he have like
I
any
think
special
all
wielding
shields,
options? Yeah.
they even
A
though they're
regular
one-handed-
axe. If it's just a battle axe.
Sorry, it's a
great axe?
yeah, double-bladed great axe. Sorry.
Okay, so great axe. Then
Yeah.
I just grab that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And then I
All
throw
right. So you get
shield
the
in.
great
I
axe
will dodge out of the way.
and a
And
shield.
catch as it falls to the ground.
Okay, so you can update your now. You can great axe, and you have the shield. Perception checks.
Yes.
Are you all inside?
Nothing-
Did everybody step inside, or no? We gonna
Yes.
stand outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all like,
We are all inside.
Okay.
This is where we see the door locked behind us. This is where.
chink chink.
What did you roll?
This is my second nat 1 in a row.
Ooh,
19.
19.
13.
What is this, perception?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to do it.
Right? Oh, that one's not good.
9.
Okay. Both of you hear the doors,
Of course.
and you hear a locking sound.
Why didn't one of you block it?
Would you?
Lock what?
The door.
What doors? The doors have closed.
The doors are closed.
When you go to check the doors, they are locked solid and do not move.
Head.
Creepy children.
Where is the children?
Strength check.
These creepy
Okay.
children.
You're gonna try to bash the door open.
Just push.
Okay. You just push. Okay.
Natural 19 plus 4.
It does not budge.
23.
It makes like a and doesn't do anything else.
Have you tried pulling sometimes?
But whatever direction they were supposed to go. Whatever direction. If they open
That
this
would
way,
have been
then
funny.
they'll pull.
No, they
If
pull
open
in,
that
they
way,
don't
I
open
go
out.
like that, all right? I'm not the kid from the Far Side cartoon. I'm not the kid from the Far Side cartoon.
That's immediately what flashed into my head when you said it. Okay, so would you like to continue into this door?
Wait
That's
a
the only
second.
door.
Wait a moment.
Take your time.
Collect
There's
myself.
nothing else
Yes.
creepy on the walls other than the axe that he got, the
There's-
shield.
And there's some
Painting.
pictures.
And
The
Is there
Aristocats.
anything behind the paintings.
No.
Okay.
You've taken enough time to. Everybody's taken enough time to inspect this room. Those are the only two things that you found in the room. Nothing else unusual.
We take a moment
Yeah.
for phone.
Yeah.
But I want to check to see if the door is unlocked just in front of us.
Yes.
Do you want me to try with me?
It's unlocked.
Yes, I want you to try with the arrow.
It is unlocked.
All right.
You can kind of see through the stained glass into the next room, and you don't see anybody else in there.
Okay. Well, once he's ready, I'm going to try opening that door, but with my mage hands, just in case.
Just trying to figure out why I wrote +2 next to strength and con. I think I get +2 on strength. But,
What's the strength number?
well, no, I'm just because I wrote +2 +2. I think that means on those saving throws because those are my.
Probably have a bonus to.
For barbarian, those are my
Proficiency saving.
proficiencies.
Yeah.
Saving throws. I think I get a +2 to those on top. Now, does that go on top of my pluses for?
So, so what it'll be is right now. What's your strength?
My strength is 18.
So you're 18. So you're at a +4. So if you made a strength saving throw, it'd be +6.
Okay, that's what I want to check on. So,
Yeah.
That's what I was clarifying before we go into this.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do not have to rush. If you need to stop to ask questions,
No, and
ask
I think,
questions.
I don't know if are you able to rage at level 1? Yeah. Okay. So if you're raging, you'll get advantage on
I've
those.
been raged since I was a cub.
Since I was at Wii.
My secret is I'm always raged.
Just go ahead and do the.
I'm going to reach out and open that door. with
All
my
right,
hand.
remove this one.
Oh wow.
Are you gonna? And do you enter inside?
Yes, after she made hands.
Okay. And now is when you blow up.
Wow.
I don't want to be in front.
Put me up in the front.
There you go.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, he is much
Okay.
stronger.
A wide hall runs the width of the house, with a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a longsword. The wood-paneled walls are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. The decorative paneling follows the staircase as it circles upward to the second floor. There are 5 other doors in this room. What would you like to do next?
Smell.
Okay?
What is 17. 17.
You
Does it smell
You
normal?
could-
Does it smell like death? Does it smell like
Yes, yeah. So
Musty.
it smells stale. Like this house is lived in, but it feels like it's older to you. Like it's an old stale. And you still smell that fear.
Which is
No one has lived here for a long time, and there is a stench of fear.
There's a big sword. Would you like to take the sword?
Well, I'm fine with the axe.
Oh no, I'm not.
He can't use those.
That's right.
I choose not to use those. It's not that I can. I will look at the fireplace. Is there anything amidst the flames or the logs?
Perception check.
Well, I mean, I guess I can use.
Because
it.
yours was smell based, so you took the advantage. So you took the smell.
Yeah.
Investigation or perception?
Go with investigation for the fireplace.
Okay, this is 18.
18. The fire actually has a fire in it. It's normal. It doesn't seem magical. The logs seem to be burning. There's nothing odd about it other than what you heard him say is that hasn't been anybody here for a long time.
It is that awkward moment of like no one has been here for a long time.
But there's a
we
fire
both
in
turn
it.
and look at the fire.
The two don't seem to equal out. There seems
Yes.
to be a
There's
difference.
something's up.
All right, but then we will. You said there are 5 other entrances.
Yeah.
Out of the room.
Yes.
Other doorways.
Would anybody else like to make a perception of the room?
Yeah, how high is the ceiling? Does
It's
it go all the way up to the level of
it
where
is
the
a
stairs go?
yes. So it's a 10-foot ceiling, but the end of the balcony at the end of the where the staircase is on, you know what? On this side,
Yes.
where the staircase is, you just see that it wraps up to the next floor,
Okay.
but there's a ceiling
They
underneath
see
it,
this as the,
Yes, they have.
and you're gonna take a perception.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look in the upper areas of the room and without touching the staircase, look up the staircase.
So you're like,
Yes, exactly. And that is a 15.
Okay. With a 15, so you kind of took in the room itself, and then as you're going up to like kind of peek up, as you walk by, you notice that the walls, the sculpted images of the vines, flowers, and nymphs and satyrs, you see serpents and skulls inconspicuously woven into the wall design. And as you peer up to look up, you just see the staircase going up. It's a little darker, but that's about it.
I point this out to everyone else.
How young is your character?
Mid-20s.
Mid-20s? What about yours?
19.
19. Okay.
Ooh, what was that for? What are you
Um,
dating? Is this a dating service?
No, this is me wanting to take a little bit of contemplating taking a little bit of time and casting something. But I am good at the moment if somebody wants to like look in one of those first rooms.
Yeah.
Did anybody take the sword or no take the sword? I know you offered it to him, but did you take it or? Okay.
I can use it if I need to, but I'm happy with this.
Okay.
I will.
I think I'm gonna use perception and just see if I can hear anything.
Okay.
Maybe like
Roll for
walk
it.
towards the stairs and like if I can hear something
ahead.
without actually going up there.
Roll away.
17, 18, 19.
That's pretty good. You hear a muffled scream from the floor beneath you,
Okay.
and what sounds like the soft sobbing of an infant coming from the upper levels.
Okay. So I let everybody else know.
Okay. So everybody else knows what you heard.
All right.
As she writes a novel.
Yes. No, she is responding to chat. I will look at the first room. That is.
Which room? Here?
Yeah,
Here?
right next
This
to
one?
the fireplace.
Right here?
And try
Or-
to be as
Okay.
methodical as possible.
This
like,
one.
So this little door.
No, right here or here?
Oh, this is a door here.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
we
door.
will explore this large space.
Okay. Pull that away and move into the room.
C3PO, please.
Okay. It just is anybody else following?
I go.
Okay.
If you hear anything, call. Don't put yourself in danger.
The oak panel room looks like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal skins face the hearth, and an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above a cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs. 2 cabinets stand against the wall with a long bow and quiver mounted on the wall between them.
This seems like a room of death.
What would you like to do next?
I will.
Who wants a bow and arrow?
I will poke my head out and say, "There is a bow and arrow here."
There's the quiver is there, but the quiver is empty.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
All right, a bow.
What is? I will go and search the cabinets. You said that
Okay.
there were 2 cabinets.
There are 2 cabinets. Here. Wah! Here's one, and there is the other.
I will do the one closest to right there to the door. Yes.
Okay, the one closest to the door is. It opens up right away. It holds a small ornate box containing a deck of cards and an assortment of wine glasses. It's an ornate box. You don't know what kind of wood, but there's some odd symbols on the box itself.
Do I recognize the symbols?
It doesn't look familiar to you, but you. And there's a deck of ornate cards in there. They're made of like your best guess would be like ivory.
Oh, are there any cards missing?
You don't know. You look at it, and there looks like I couldn't tell you how many there are. If you want to take it out and count them.
Yes, of course. Why not? Why would I not count the cards?
Okay.
I will go ahead.
So you're going to take the box. You're going to open it,
I'm going to take the books. I'm going to open it.
and then you're going to take all of the cards out.
I am going to, unless I see something, I will flip the first card to see if it is just standard playing cards.
It looks like a standard set of playing
All
cards.
right, good. Yes, I will count the cards and see if
There are 16 playing cards.
16 playing cards. So there are quite a few missing.
Or are they?
What are the 16 cards there? Do you have a list, or there are just 16 random cards?
16 random cards.
All right, very good. I will.
Various.
I will say this.
Various
They
suits.
don't look familiar to you as the type of cards that they are. None of the what you would assume would be the normal
Could
designations of cards.
Could I do an Arcana check to see if these are tarot cards rather
Sure.
than regular playing cards? This would be 15.
With a 15,
How about this?
I'm not sure that you have any knowledge of these types of cards.
Understood. Does anyone recognize what types of cards these are? Toria,
I'll go in the room.
Jade.
I'll look at them. Arcana as well.
Sure.
That would be a 23.
It still does not ring anything true to you.
Right.
It's not something that I think any of you have ever seen before. You recognize them as cards, and they kind of look
Just
like they
odd
would,
symbols.
but they're completely different.
But do
on
they have
the
numbers
face.
on them of some sort?
They
like-
do not have numbers.
Are they so?
They have symbols that don't look familiar.
I will take the cards with
Okay.
me and just in the books. And then you said it was there and wine glasses.
And wine glasses. Yep.
Check the other one.
Yes, of course. And over across the way.
Yep.
To check the other cabinet.
Yeah, right there. Well, you can't stand in it, but
Yeah.
it's locked.
Aha. Yes, I will use thieves' tools to try to unlock.
Do you have any thieves' tools?
I do not, as all of my things have been taken from me. There. All right. And there are no keys anywhere by the chairs or anything of that sort.
It's a cabinet. You want to try to force it open?
Yes.
I will go. We must be very gentle with this, and as you come forward, yeah.
Make a strength check.
Let's see. 21.
Okay. It wasn't a very high one. It's a simple cabinet. It's just not like Fort Knox. You pry open the cabinet. You find a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow, and 20 bolts for each, and 20 arrows for the longbow. So you have a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow.
Can I have that crossbow? The light one?
Yes, of course. I will not be using
I mean, it'd be nice to be able to defend myself. so
And
I
then
have
20
that
bolts.
Yeah.
20
I'm in-
arrows?
Right. So I'll be in here to get the
At the sound
arrows.
of yes,
sound-
yeah,
yeah.
arrows
Yeah,
and
yeah.
crossbows.
I'll
and
go
things of
get
that
them.
sort.
You just need to find some sort of cudgel for you. It's like they knew we were coming.
It's fair. And other than these, it is the wolves and the stuffed heads and
Yeah. You make a perception check.
yeah. This is 12. Are you making a perception check?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to give you guidance, and since I'm having no luck with this, so
I have-
add a D4 to that.
I had a 17 plus perception plus so 21.
Right.
And then plus you said plus a D4.
Add a D4.
What did I say?
21.
23.
You know everything about this room.
Your grandfather built it for the war.
Yes. As a matter of fact, as you're kind of exploring the room, you feel like the hair on the back of your neck stand up, as if somebody was watching you. But when you turn around, you just see one of the stuffed wolves is there. And you think that maybe the stuffed wolves are not as they appear, and might possibly, every time you look away, something, like you look back and it seems a little different. Like if it was doing this at one time, it might be doing this the next time you look. You feel like they're moving when you're not looking at them.
So far, you have very confused look on your face.
There's something wrong with those stuffed animals. They do not seem right. They seem like they're watching us. They seem like they're...
Everyone out of the room, please. Everyone out of the room. Everyone out of the room.
No, up to them.
Oh.
No. Oh God.
You move
no.
over to the one of the wolves.
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I am leaving the room and sticking my head in and being like, all right.
Does everybody? Okay, so who's going to stay in the room when he goes to one of these wolves?
The angel and the devil. There's one on each shoulder. One is saying, please leave the room with the wolves.
Okay. Where are you? In the room or at the door?
I'm in the room.
I'm at the door. So I'm like kind of like I got He's behind me.
So which wolf? Where's this wolf? You said it's behind. So some between those two windows.
There's. Oh, they did not show.
They're not-
So they would be like there, here, and here.
So let's say, is there one sort
One
of
like in the corners.
like here.
Yeah. So there'd be like one in the corner, another corner, another corner.
Okay.
And I go to the one over there, in the actual corner of the room, the actual corner of the building.
All right.
I smell it.
Okay.
Does it smell like an actual dead animal? Let's see. That's a perception. 18 or yeah, 18.
It smells like the fur of an animal, but long desiccated. Like it is no longer any part of the actual animal. You know, it doesn't smell like something that you would have hunted. You sense that the fur is real, but it's not.
Is it like on? Is it like the tip? Does it look like the?
It's
tip
on like a little pedestal, like it's been posed to look menacing, but it seems off to you. It's not like it shouldn't be able to move.
You're
How big is it? How
You're
big
doing a wonderful job, Toto.
It will be about this tall.
I'm gonna chop its head off.
Okay. Give me some initiative rolls. And then you guys are like right where you're standing there.
Everyone needs. Yes.
Okay.
Total stands.
Where you at?
9.
9. Okay. You know, even though I rolled individual dice, they all rolled the same thing. That's all.
All 20.
Yeah, all 20s. You die. Okay.
14.
14. 14. And
Sacred. So I got a 10.
10. Okay.
12.
12. All right. You are first. What would you like to do?
Wow.
It hasn't done anything.
But the DM has asked.
The DM says initiative, so.
So as far as you know, what's happening?
I mean,
Yeah.
the intent. So he would have produced the intent, which would have been
That's fair.
reactionary.
Yeah.
So I think I would definitely try to move because I can't shoot through her if I have to. So I'm just gonna like basically scoot over.
Scoot over.
Yeah.
Are you gonna hold your action, which would be what? If you wanted to, you like hold shoot it, or you wanted
Well,
to?
yeah, I'll
If
prepare.
it moves,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I've got an arrow in the bow.
Okay. And you're gonna take the one that he's standing at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so that brings up who was the roll? You rolled 12.
I
Tracy?
rolled a 12, yes.
Gotcha.
I'm within 60 feet of that wolf anyway, so
Mhm.
I'm preparing Toll the Dead.
Okay.
For if it makes any sort of
And
aggressive.
you're all focused on this one. Gotcha.
There was another one. Yeah.
Would you say
Three.
there's 3 total? One
Yeah.
corner, one
Yeah,
corner,
I'm
one
looking at
corner?
the one. I'm looking at the one he's about to chop the head
Okay.
off of.
I begin to immediately scan the room from my vantage point outside, just sticking my head in and just sort of looking all about to sense any sort of movement whatsoever.
Okay. And that brings up me. Nothing happens. It is now to you.
I'm chopping its head off.
Its head falls off. It's stuffed. Nothing else happens.
Ah!
It did not do anything. No other reactions. You are out of combat.
I'm chopping its head off.
Kind of nauseous.
Wow.
The head falls to the floor. Fluff pours out of the top of it, and fluff. It was clearly stuffed along.
Stop watching me.
Is there another fireplace? Or another fire going in that fireplace?
This
Yes.
one?
But there's also fire in there?
Mhm.
Alright.
I mean, would you like to take the perception too?
No. I mean,
I'll give you that. There's a fire in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Should we continue to explore the other rooms?
Yes.
I will walk across the way and open that middle.
Before we leave, as they're leaving the room, I'm going to stop and do that same thing. Turn my back to one of the other ones and see.
And see if it moves.
Yeah.
Okay. When you turn back, it's like cowers a little. It's in a coward position. Like if it was standing out strong, it's not like this.
What? What was that?
I don't like it. They're moving. Who do I sound like?
Well, then why don't we?
I'm like literally, I sound like somebody in like popular culture, and I can't.
Why don't we just chop all their heads off and be done with it?
Yes.
They the other two, the heads fall off easily.
Well, these seems
As-
gratuitous.
I feel better now.
Even for us, these seems gratuitous.
He looks like he feels better now. Do you feel better now?
I feel better.
I feel better now.
Right, well, we all feel better.
Yes.
So let us go and explore a little more.
All right, so you all come out back into the main room.
Yes.
Okay, and which there's a door here. There's a door here.
Right,
there's a
the
door here.
second one you.
The second one, that one.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. It's a closet.
Good job.
What is inside?
Ah, it's
You know what? Come out. Come out of the closet.
it's about time. It's about time.
It is time for me.
You see 4 black cloaks and a top hat on the shelf.
I will, of course, put the top hat on.
Oh, okay.
Hey there, fancy Dan.
If you
I know I sound like
don't
somebody.
Where to go to? Why don't you go where fashion sits? Put it on there!
You sense any magical aura to this stuff?
Well, I could, then that's probably a poor choice. If you really wanted me to, I could spend some time looking at these things, but I'd really prefer not to spend that much energy.
Do you leave
On
the
that
clokes
right
or
now?
take them with you?
Well, is there anything inside the cloak, like pockets and things like that? Is the wall to the closet normal? Is there no like fake?
Are you talking
Perception.
identify? Or are you talking
Yeah,
detect?
Perception
like
check.
Identify.
No, I'm talking detect magic.
Oh, detect. No, I can't.
19.
It appears to be a normal wall. Nothing odd about it.
Sure.
Solid.
I will take one of the black cloaks. I will not sign anyone up for my fashion choice.
Anybody else?
If I touch the clothes, do I get any sense of there being, like, I can't do.
Arcana check.
It's a 19.
You don't sense anything odd about it. It seems normal, like it's just a cloak.
Okay.
Cuckoo.
The first roll that he pointed at.
Okay. So into this room here. Okay.
Take the other cloaks.
Yes. I will
So
take-
you take one and
Yeah.
okay. So everybody has a cloak.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not wearing it.
Why do I say that with a smile on my face? Everybody takes cloak.
Everybody takes cloak.
Everybody.
Everybody make a con save that.
Everybody make a death save. Okay. So are you gonna move into the room?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Oh, too late. You are too busy admiring my cloak.
So you want him behind you?
Yes, he can be right behind.
And then, yeah, then she's behind him. I'm at the side.
Unless there's something scary, in which case he can go first.
that made me
It's right-
snort.
It's right here at the tip of my front row. I know who I'm.
You know
I know who it is. I know
who are
it is
you?
now.
Who are you?
Anybody watch Legends of Tomorrow? DC Legends of Tomorrow?
Oh, you're what's his name? The fire.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fire. Yeah. That's exactly him.
I didn't know I was channeling him
Yeah,
until that
that
moment.
was great. It's great.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
What does this room look like?
He also played a anyway. Okay. The centerpiece of this wood-paneled dining room is a carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table, which is covered with resplendent silverware and crystalware, polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above the marble fireplace is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. The wall paneling is carved with elegant images of deer among the trees. Red silk drapes cover the windows, and a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and horse-mounted aristocats chasing after a wolf hangs from an iron rod bolted to the south wall. What would you like to do next?
Is the table set for food?
The table here is fully set, but there's no food on it.
Just silverware and things of that sort.
Does it look dusty at all, or does it look like
No,
fresh?
everything looks fresh, like it's polished to a high
I
shine.
really don't understand why these kids were freaking out.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody hear crying?
I heard, yeah, it was crying. Something was crying. at
That's why they're
Christmas.
freaking out.
This is true. There was crying. Do a quick glance of the room, like perception check. Or
Okay.
Now, are these? Is this like? Is this a wall here?
Yes.
I mean, so and these don't look like they're not closets or anything. I mean,
That is okay. So if you want to inquire about this space,
yes.
you see that it's recessed because you have moved from one room to the next, but it is a solid wall all the way around, like all three sides. If you want to inspect the wall, you're more than welcome to.
And the same thing on this side when you're in the.
Yeah, you
where-
can
where the-
you
where
can
the
inspect
platypus is
all
standing.
three sides. If you'd like
That's
to
me.
make perception checks along each one of those walls, I'll give you one roll for all three, unless you want to take one for each wall.
No,
You were going to take a perception check of the entire room, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
do
yes,
this.
of the
Because
white space.
I'm just fat. Because I'm smart enough to know that there's some space in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
feel like
not
some,
because there's a gray square there. There's like
yeah, no. I mean, you could clearly see it. You've walked around. Now you've entered another room, and there's like, wait a second, there's a space here. So roll some dice. You were going to do
17.
I'm waiting
Okay.
for his to. Yeah. I was
Okay.
waiting for him to-
As you inspect the room, you see twisted faces carved into the trunks of the trees, and wolves lurking amid the carved foliage along the panels.
So it's the image of happiness and sort of warmth, but lurking behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's
is
kind of faded into it
darkness.
as.
Do you
twist-
share that?
I do.
And did she share what she found in the other paintings? Yeah. Okay. So some more of the same.
Yes. Someone had a very dark aesthetic when I'm designing the house.
Creepy families.
Yes. All right.
And you were
Mr.
gonna
Ward.
check the wall.
So I just yeah. So what am I doing? Perception.
Yes.
Guidance.
So,
Add a
Yes, ma'am.
default to this.
and I'm curious about the top one, because it looks like on the map, between where the staircase is and the dining room, it looks like it's open on that side, like we wouldn't have seen into there, because it doesn't look like a doorway.
This right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
solid.
That piece gets moved out too. It's just an open spot.
Oh,
it's
that's
just-
Yeah,
that one?
that's where the other door was. That's why. Sorry,
Oh,
you can
yes.
see that.
Oh, okay. So
This is
that's
where the other
all
door.
right.
This is
So
where the
that
other
was not a
door
thing,
was.
but yeah,
Got
so that
it.
even
From here,
more,
I didn't see that it was still the black
Yeah.
piece was still
and
there.
that even more makes me
Yeah,
interested
absolutely.
in that.
Yeah,
So-
Okay.
But I'm just trying not to metagame like.
Oh no
there's
no
a
no
wall
no
there.
no 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 no.
My bad.
It's
I didn't know.
clearly visible. There's a void there. You understand?
So I wish when he was cutting these, I was like, yeah, get out.
So guidance gives me +2 or
Default to this rule.
that one.
It's a solid wall.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll the
No.
that one is that one. So I don't like this dice. I'm putting it down.
You go to jail. You go to jail
I
now.
don't like it. I don't like it. No, I'm not going. I don't like it.
Okay, so anything else you want to do in this room here?
No, we would go and
Is anybody else enticed by him wanting to reveal this, or I mean,
that's the other problem. I don't want to metagame. Like if he pounds and he's like,
does it? I mean, does that? Everything seems normal to you guys? Is
no,
it-
this
okay.
place is a haunted house with wolves and choppings of heads off. No, I would love to explore that area. If
Sure.
Maybe even investigation.
Yeah, investigation, sure.
No, that was a 2
You-
instead of a 1.
You pound on it, and it
however,
sounds solid.
if this helps, it is still a 7.
Yeah. You pound on it, it's solid.
It's solid. as
It's
well.
like a solid
You
wall.
are being very bad tonight. I don't want to. So we will go there. Alright.
Okay, so there
We
is
have
this.
an axe, we could just break it.
You're more than welcome to strike at it.
Aren't you using the axe? If we break the axe, then we don't have axe.
No, I'm not break the axe, break the wall with the axe.
No,
Could break the axe.
I understand this.
Well, it could.
We are not using the sword, yes?
No, we didn't take it. It's still on the wall.
It's still on the wall. Yes, I will go get the sword off the wall. And then I will just use it.
So you're gonna swing this sword.
This is not our home. And these children are very creepy, and all of our things have been taken. Yes, I will swing the sword at
Okay.
the wall.
You strike at it, and a little bit of the plaster falls off, and it's just stone behind it.
It's just stone behind the wall. Alright. Well, then this shows them, please let us not speak about this if we run into the people who will now, and I will go and put the sword
Do you
back.
want to check the other sides?
Maybe-
Yes, please, all of the sides.
Not that I'm saying.
All
you
of
should
the
check.
sides of the.
You want to check
Yes.
all the sides?
Boom, plaster,
Plaster falls off. They're stone. Solid. It appears solid.
last one,
Plaster.
boom,
Solid.
plaster, solid wall.
I think maybe we should really quickly check the other room and then head upstairs where that baby was crying.
Yes, of
because
course.
that should probably be
Yeah.
up there.
Priority, yes, of course.
Okay.
Last
So
one.
you're going to go to here
Yes.
to remove that one. All right. And that is. Okay, here we go. The kitchen is tidy with dishware, cookware, and utensils neatly placed on shelves. A work table has a cutting board and a rolling pin atop it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands. Since it's kind of odd
No,
looking,
it's right there.
it's that's not a toilet.
That's the oven.
That's an oven.
Those are
It's
really
not a
crazy.
toilet seat. Yeah, it looks like a toilet seat. That's
I took
it's
a
the
dump
kitchen.
in it.
It's a kitchen. So it's it's
no,
a
I covered
I
stone.
No, it's
I
not
covered up. Come on.
But,
There's no sand in it. It's a dome-shaped oven.
Doesn't
Stands
stop
near
my
the east
cat.
wall. It's bent an iron stove by connecting to a hole in the ceiling. There is a narrow door in the northeast corner and a small door in the southwest corner. So in the northeast here and the southwest there. What would you like to do?
What is the small door lead to?
Okay, so you go over to that. You can't go inside. It's a small door. It's about a 2-foot wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism that must be operated manually.
It is dumbwaiter.
Hanging on the wall next to the
You're a
dumbwaiter
dumbwaiter.
No,
is a tiny brass bell.
Yes, all of us are too large
Yeah.
to be able to fit.
None of you are small.
Is there anything on the tray itself of the elevator?
There's nothing in there. It's just the empty box.
All right.
I smell again.
Okay.
Natural one, but I got an advantage because of smell.
Yeah.
That's more like a 15.
Okay, so that overwhelming sense of fear is still permeates the entire house. It's the strongest smell, but then you also smell food, fresh food, in there as well.
Fresh food. It smells like when food has been recently cooked in here. Like
We are
is that what you mean by fresh food, or do you
Mhm.
mean
we are in a kitchen. This is not.
this is a house, abandoned house,
Oh no, there are fires going.
but it doesn't smell like that. It smells stale.
It smells like stale fire.
The room smells stale, like they haven't been touched in years, and yet there's fresh fire and fresh food.
and all the silverware.
So there's this.
It's a dichotomy.
Yeah, there's this one juxtaposed against the other. Like it seems fresh, but you got this smell of old.
Plus baby upstairs.
Plus baby upstairs. Yes, of course. Yes, we are getting.
And there's no signs of food around, or is there?
You smell the food, but you don't see like evidence of it because everything is neat and tidy and clean and put away.
Is this a pantry of the far end?
This door here, would you like to open it?
Yes.
Who's going inside?
I'm right behind him.
Who goes in first?
I will go in first.
Okay.
And take the damage.
Guillotine! No, I'm just kidding. Behind the stove to the left is a thin door. It's a well-stocked pantry. All the food in the pantry appears fresh.
There is something wrong here. I mean, the food appears fresh.
Is there? Again, this is a strange question, but based on our hunger level, on my hunger level,
Mhm.
how? I mean, am I hungry?
Do you feel like your character would be hungry?
No, I'm asking because of time.
How much time? You're asking how much time has passed? Okay, so
Because we had eaten, you know.
right. So you
Before we
eat the night
passed out.
before. You ate the night before. I would say it is easily past midday, probably getting closer to the evening hours. So you would probably be quite hungry.
That's so yeah.
I would say you spent enough time in here.
Is there meat?
There's some salted meats that have been hung on the wall, so you could take that. It doesn't look like anything fresh cut meat or anything like that. There's no meat locker, but cured items hanging on the wall. There might be some, maybe some salted pork, some salted beef, maybe a sugar cured ham. But mostly like just basic, house item, plenty of food for you to eat, for all of you to eat.
I grab a haunch of something. Or,
Okay. Yeah, it's dried beef or a dried ham. It's a they're all dried meats.
Yeah, after exploring the kitchen.
Does it taste, like, first I do an experimental taste. Does it taste like fresh?
It tastes a little bland.
But, but it doesn't taste like desiccated and old.
Old.
No,
Poison
no,
or-
it doesn't. It doesn't taste like death in your mouth. No,
That's right.
It just tastes like the hint of meat, but not quite as flavorful. It's a bland, dull taste if you're taking a piece of the meat.
I describe it. I take a chunk of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
But you seem okay.
Yeah, I'm hungry. But I'd say it doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste right.
It's not very satisfying.
Why don't you eat it on the way? I'd like to go upstairs.
All right, let's go.
Got the thing in my, I got my battle axe here in one hand and my chunk of like.
I cast the cantrip Cholula and just give it
Cholula. it's all flavorful now.
Yes, let's just go upstairs. Towards,
Okay.
Where the child is.
All right. So as you move up this stairs, remove this bottom map carefully
You tell
You
me.
take the piece. Nicely done.
and remove the middle.
Did the fires when we walked by them feel warm?
Yeah. Everything about the senses that you would expect from your perception rolls and stuff like
So
everything
maybe-
feels real.
Oh, yeah.
You're coming up here.
Oh, we are continuing going, correct?
You come up here, so now you're in.
The child was on the third floor. We are continuing.
No,
to-
it's just upstairs. All I heard was upstairs.
Bless you.
I thought I heard
Did
third
they say
floor.
third
Baby
floor?
was on the.
We heard. Didn't
That's
somebody
where
hear
they
something-
said. That's where they said the baby
That's what they
was.
said.
Did you hear
Baby
something
was.
downstairs too?
You also heard something downstairs. You heard a
Yeah.
scream from downstairs, and you heard this-
Screaming?
a scream from
Is
downstairs.
that a downstairs?
We haven't
Not that you've
seen
seen access to.
We haven't seen access to it.
You
I
just
throw
heard
down
below
the,
you.
the- I take a few more bites and throw down.
Okay.
I say if the baby's on the third floor,
They
let's
can
go to
clean it
the
up.
third
Oh.
floor. If the baby's on the third floor, we should go to the third floor, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, if someone has created this map, we are going to discard this one and go to the third floor to check out.
Go to the third
Well,
floor.
We,
Yeah.
we might be checking this floor out. I'm not saying we should get rid of this map.
So, okay, another dexterity check to see if you.
We can pull the map off without screwing it up.
Because we can always just put it like right here.
There you go.
You know, we can just move it to the side right there.
This is
and
like
then put it
nice
back.
paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend a lot of time on my maps.
We can go back and explore. It's like
Put,
fun. I'm
is
just
this
saying.
right here? Welcome to DMing.
Yes.
Half of the things you create are never seen.
Yes. Totally planned for, ladies and
Keep in
germs.
mind that everything we do, we've been finding things that we need along the way.
Right.
Oh, so, well, do you want to go back downstairs?
Well, I'm not
No,
trying to do
You can do whatever you want. It's not like it was all planned or anything like that.
No, after you have been so
So you have a crossbow now, right?
I do have a crossbow.
light crossbow.
A light one.
You have a
and
bow.
bolts. I have bows and arrows and a quiver.
You have a shield,
Correct.
and I have a great axe. Because if it's a regular battle axe, I can use both and actually still get my unarmored thing and a shield and skip plus. So I'm just saying. So if it's a axe, it's a great
It's
axe.
a great axe.
Yes.
Okay, great axe. So
It
then,
was
yeah.
meant to be a two-hander.
Okay, then that's exactly right. All right, good. Then
So this is. I
you
uncover
you
this.
still need something, right?
No, I am a pacifist.
You know what?
I do not
What
wish
the frack?
to cause harm to living things. No, I'm fine. I do not need it. Cajolo.
Hold on while I flip.
I dare I say,
Flip.
it's the circle of life.
It is, and you have sung this song more times than I can count, but I still am not sounded.
You still do not.
So uncover this.
Yes.
Which listen for the sound of the baby.
There, there.
Okay.
A little female.
Everybody
You
okay out
hear.
there?
You hear the sounds of a kitten.
It sounds
Like
like
there's
a
just a kid to rescue too?
Right. Nobody said there was cats.
druid start freaking out.
Okay, so you're now on this balcony here.
Is there a light source up here?
It is noticeably different. Here, I'll just climbing to the top of the stairs. You come to a dusty balcony with a suit of black armor plate standing against the wall, draped in cobwebs. Oil lamps are mounted on the oak panel walls, which are carved with woodland scenes of trees, falling leaves, and tiny critters.
Want some more armor, pacifist boy?
No, ding, ding, ding. I am fine, thank you. Would you like some?
No.
I'm worried that your fur will get matted
It slows me down.
from the blood. All right.
All right, so what are you? Okay, so are
Well, that's
you?
right. You're What's your name again? You've got what's it? Trixie?
Human.
No.
Oh, Talia.
Talia, Jade, and
Luther. Luther.
Lex.
Loose hair.
Yes, Luthair. Luther.
Luthair.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
Luther. And Torful.
Tarful.
Torful.
I mean, we've known each other longer. I would know your passing.
Yeah, you know,
But we're trying
that's-
just getting to know each other.
Yeah,
I think this is how you bring it up every time. It's like, would you like this? No, I do not. Are you sure? It's still this way? I have been this way since we met. Are you sure though?
Yeah.
What about a bow? A dagger? We're just killing them softer. No, I will definitely take a lantern off the wall, but, because I believe that Talia cannot see in the dark. And,
Not usually.
Okay, so where are you guys standing here?
the
Do you come up?
armor
Are you
is
standing
there.
on the staircase, or do you come into the balcony?
I will come into the room and walk to the right of
Okay.
the armor to get
So you're
Right.
right there.
okay, and where is everybody else?
I'm right behind him.
At intermission, you're gonna have to tell everybody where you got these maps, because we've got people asking.
Oh,
From the map
They
store.
like them.
Duh.
That's Tarful talking. That's not me.
Map store.
okay. I will need initiative.
And you're Tabaxi?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. This is very good.
Not so much.
I don't like high rolls on initiatives.
Luther, 19.
19. Well, okay.
10.
What's your character's name again? Talia. Talia.
Talia.
I keep trying to supplant my own name on you.
This is fine.
And Jade.
24.
All right.
Yeah,
Did
11.
not 20 on initiative?
Like, I don't like high
That's it.
initiative rolls. I want to be like, there's
And
Oh, you're a ranger.
yeah.
what does Tarful do?
I'm 11. What?
11. 11. That's what you get.
Yeah, plus 2. Yeah, so 11. So you're a cleric, right?
Yes.
And you're a wizard.
Wizard, yes.
Straight wizard or like battle wizard?
For right now,
Yeah.
This class
Wizard.
that you are speaking of does not exist in this.
Yeah, that's fine.
The only one closest to it is Sword Singer, and they have to be an elf to do it.
yeah, and I don't get to choose that quite yet. I know what I am, but
I got it. Just, I mean, wizard's fine with me now.
Okay. So what you saw as find the right pen here. As you moved to within 5 feet of this black armor,
Yes.
it turns towards you and draws back. And that's what started the fight.
All right.
So you see that this armor is about to attack.
Does it have anything in its hands?
Uh,
Was those where they have the sword here and then it?
Yeah, it had a spear.
Oh.
It has a spear, so it takes the spear back and it.
Goes to stab at me.
Yeah, it's going
Yes.
to-
Oh, fun. Okay,
Get out
good.
of the way.
Good.
So, all right, we will start with Jade.
Well, being that, I mean, you know, it's metal, and I have arrows.
It is very metal.
Yeah, so arrows aren't going to do much, but I
Why
think
would they not?
it's a metal arrow. Well,
Yeah, in terms, I'm just kind of talking a little bit.
Yes,
So,
yes.
In terms of D&D, unless it's something like there's a something that does give it. Well, that might be a Pathfinder thing actually. That gives it if it's hardened or something like that, it may give you some resistance to things. But in terms of D&D, it's just
Everything has hit points.
it's just
Okay.
so it has
Walls have hit points.
the armor will give it a higher armor class, but there's
Right.
still joints. There's still things, and that's how you.
Okay.
So if you exceed that armor class, you're going to find a joint. You're going to find a thing, and therefore do damage.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
I will attack.
Make an attack roll, girl.
What?
Roll that D20. Yes.
Point blank shot.
5.
Yeah, you do not hit. All right, that will bring up Luthar.
There.
Luther.
As I see it start to come forward, I will very hurriedly back away from it and try to cast Sacred Flame as I fall backwards. Dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna use Wolf's because his are. And what's the number?
It is a 13.
I had a 12.
So you will take 6 points of radiant damage as the blue.
So you're gonna fall like back
Sacred
behind
flame.
him.
If you are all crowded there, we will just use this as sort of. But I will start to.
How much was the damage?
6 points of radiant damage.
All right.
As blue spectral flames begin to fall up the armor.
That's very nice. All right, so that brings up Tarful.
Swing my big axe.
Bring it, biggin.
All right, so
Put some heat on it.
And the pacifist,
Put
he
some
will not-
stank on it.
So just come on, let's see what I got here. Plus 6. Come on, give me a good one. This is my first combat roll. I don't like that time. This is my first combat roll. 14.
All right. That will plank off.
Are you sure you did this correctly? I don't like that. I wanted to hit.
Full plate is pretty buff.
I hate this.
It's-
This scares me.
it makes a nice dong sound on the armor. If that's more satisfying.
Okay, that's
Okay.
better.
Does it sound hollow?
It does sound hollow.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, that will bring up Talia.
All right, I'm going to try to use that crossbow. So that's a 10 to hit.
You will shoot it, and it will just pink, fall off.
I'm out of practice with the crossbow, okay?
There's no judging here except when you fail.
Normally I
Now
have
we are
daggers.
judging.
All right, so the armor will move towards. Okay, so just make sure we can. Okay, this is Tarful.
Yes.
This is
So C3,
Who's
Tarful's
there?
the big purple guy.
Right.
C3PO is the Warforged.
this one's
Me.
okay, and that one's Talia.
I said I'd back up, but I would probably interpose myself in between.
You'd be on a front line.
I would be on front.
Okay.
Line. So put me there with right there.
Wish you had a sword right now, don't you?
No, I'm fine with my shield.
So-
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he will go after C3PO,
Yes, of course.
and this is unfortunate.
No, this is fine. I was prepared for this.
He is going to grapple you with a natural 20.
All right.
For his-
I will. All right. So the grapple lands, and then that is not a natural 20.
Alright, you are grappled,
Right.
and he will use the rest of his. He will use his movement and walk towards the edge of the balcony.
Oh no.
As he walks towards the edge, these two here.
These two or these two?
Yeah, these two. I think should provoke because he's further back, so it should provoke an opportunity
It will
attack
actually
from.
provoke from all three.
Yeah, so it should be anybody that's here because I didn't see him here. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
So everybody here would get an attack of opportunity as he tries to push through with.
Please stop him, please. Everyone, I'm about to follow up.
So we'll use the same order for So Jade, you take your opportunity
So it's a
attack.
20, right?
Yeah. So roll an attack roll. Go high.
7. Jesus.
Oh, plus.
Yeah, so you wanna look at your, pluses on that. So you're at least gonna get your dex bonus.
Oh, but it's not gonna hit an 8.
Oh,
It's
11.
18
11.
hasn't hit. Yeah, no.
And so wait, Ranger, can I just, let me just do a real quick check on this. I wanna make sure that she's doing.
yeah.
I'm gonna flip to
You
the
want to
right.
take your attack roll while he's helping her out with that?
Sure, I'm gonna use, I have Warcaster, so
Okay.
I can, cast a
So I
spell.
Oh, that's
have-
not Rain, that's Rogue. Ranger.
I'd like to, I don't know if
Just
he's
your
gonna work
attack
on this or
stuff.
not, but Toll the Dead. He's gotta make a wisdom save of
Okay.
13.
Yeah, so you had,
I don't think a 6 is good enough.
don't you do a proficiency add your proficiency bonus?
You do if you're
Yeah.
proficient with that weapon. So,
Oh,
in
yeah.
order to fire, what it should be is your dex plus 2.
But is there,
to hit.
okay, but in short range like this, does she get a minus because it's?
If he walked past her, it depends on when she takes the opportunity attack. If he's walking past her and Mike is a kind of benevolent DM, then he's letting him get to the balcony and then for her to take the shot.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, again,
Ranged weapons, technically in the book, if she's standing point blank, should be made at disadvantage.
Right.
because
it may
she's
just
up by-
unless she has point blank shot.
Right.
Unless she's got, and I don't think that's a thing.
There's
So what
there's
you
some
think-
sort of a
Sharpshooter may
yeah.
give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, sharpshooter
And it gives you no
allows
disadvantage on like I think being prone for the target being prone or something like that.
So for story wise, we're saying that Mike is letting him walk past her, and she's
And
going
take a
1,
shot.
1,000, 2, 1,000, boom, take
Okay,
the shot.
that's fine. So, just so you know, when you're doing this, what
Okay.
you're gonna do is whenever you're rolling something that uses dexterity, which a bow is,
Right.
you're gonna add your plus
First
4 for
combat.
dexterity, plus 2 your proficiency bonus, give you
Huh?
a plus 6 to any roll. So,
Oh,
just
Yes.
write
Oh,
yourself
yeah,
plus
yeah.
6
He's already
to
taken
dex.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's with dex stuff, you know. I mean, if you're using a sword, that's different.
right. Yeah.
But you'll still use your proficiency bonus, but you'll get that plus. If you're using a sword, then you'll get plus
thing
3.
Right.
upgraded
Okay,
it
gotcha.
So
to
this
D-
bonus
D12.
plus this bonus, meaning you're proficient with these things, and
That's
Okay.
1 point necrotic
depending on what
damage.
kind of simple or martial weapon. So yeah, you could actually use that longsword too if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You are laughing at our pain right now.
Having a ranged weapon. in a combat
Not
weapon is
supposed to,
always
but
better.
that's
Yeah.
so good.
I got to roll
Okay.
a d12 instead of a d8 because he's damaged, and I still rolled a frickin' 1 on the d12.
It's an attack of opportunity. You're like, oh, he's passing me. Ah, ah. Oh, ah.
Thank goodness it's a cantrip.
Topher, anything that you would like to do right now would be most appreciated as I'm out to follow up.
Hold on, Iron Britches.
All right.
12, 18.
That will hit. Give me some damage.
10. Oh, good. Very a high one. 10 plus 4. Yes, plus 4. 1d12. So 14 points of damage.
All right. All right. You know what? Hold on. I will say that based on this next roll, he stumbles forward, and you kind of have the opportunity to, as your action, try to get free
Break the
because it would be
grapple?
your turn.
Oh yes, I would like that very much. All right.
He's a nice
n-
dude.
let's-
Well, that was a good bit of damage too. So,
all right. This is a 15.
all right.
We will just say they are both the same, acrobatics and athletics. So I try to wriggle my way out. Acrobatics.
Whichever is better, I would think.
Well, they are both.
You guys are getting all the benefits because that's another nat 1. So, you are now free.
Push, shove by like you
Oh.
can go. I will stay.
All right. So let me get a. I don't know that you'd be able to do it the same. Would
This
you?
is fine. No, I am.
Yeah, no, make a. Okay, so make a strength. We'll do strength to
strength.
strength. Strength to strength.
All right.
I got. Ooh. Oh.
So are you doing grapple checks against each other? Or what are you doing?
Well, because he's going to shove him, so I was going to give it a chance to push against. Because if you're going to push him, he would get a chance to grab you in the same turn, I guess.
Sure. Yes.
So 6.
Oh.
Oh no. This is 7.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you are.
Shoved.
I hope you are ready for my +1 to strength. So,
So that gives you an 8.
Is there
Yes.
charge?
Or did you roll 6 and you got 7?
No, I rolled a 6
Oh.
and I got the 7, and I was like, that's it, like, I hope you're ready for 6. And I was like, oh god, thank you. We turned into a slappy fight.
Yes.
The two metal men, and it's just it's a slap.
He falls over the edge all the way down to the first floor. You hear the clang, and you hear it trying to right itself, but you don't hear it coming up the stairs.
All right.
You are out of initiative.
Well, I believe this went as well as anyone could have.
Yes. I mean, can we listen for anything? Like, I'm gonna listen really hard and see if I hear any of that baby crying and where it's coming from.
Okay. Make
So
a
perception.
perception.
That is a 13.
You do not hear anything on this floor. You hear on the second floor what sounds like a party?
Okay, so it sounds
Well, I'll say this. It's not the second floor. You hear from below you, because
Okay.
you can't discern what floor it's on. You hear what sounds like a party going on.
I'm not hearing a baby, but I'm hearing a
celebration
lot
to
of
last
noise
the whole night long?
downstairs.
Yep.
Did we hear this
All
noise
night long.
when we were actually on the second floor?
You didn't hear anything because you just walked
Yeah.
up the stairs.
So it wasn't very obvious to us.
Our God is punishing us for having skipped the second map. So let us go back down to this.
No, let's fill it.
Okay,
Find out
we
what's
will
going
Let's
find
on.
just
out.
open a
Find
bunch
the
of doors
baby.
and peek in and see if we see the baby, and then we can always go back down to the second
We
floor.
will find the baby. Yes. Which door should we try first?
Straight ahead.
There's only,
Okay, so there.
right?
It's hard for me to see here.
Yes.
So in
towards
front of
the-
us, there's a knight in a suit of armor, but it doesn't look like there's anything
Right,
behind
okay.
it.
all right,
That's
hold on,
the
let me
only
get-
door.
Can we go to my little map? My little-
We will take a break here in 10 minutes or so. So we are feeling all right?
I was hoping we could go till we talked about
Seven.
it.
Third.
Yes, yes.
Second.
7:30, and then we can. Yes, that is wonderful.
Okay. So you. Yeah. Which one do you go in here?
So I'm just gonna. Can you see? So right across behind the suit of armor looks
Yes,
like a bear.
there's
Looks like
a
there's a door here, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Go through there.
Yeah.
Right behind where.
Yeah,
This one?
the small
Yeah,
small
that
rectangle.
one.
Small.
Alright, this one's good. Okay. You've got to love when things get out of order, people. Out of order!
Oh,
It's out of order!
This is fine. This happens so much.
Okay, alright, so
Isn't that cute?
let me just kind of give you an
I remember
idea
our single
so I
batch again,
can.
you guys got obsessed with the apples.
Alright, so there's that door there. There's a
Yes.
door to the left of that. Then there's a door over here.
Okay, so,
So what's in this room that he's looking
Yeah,
at?
Okay,
right
so
now?
now you're going. Okay, remove this piece here. Remove that piece there, and you can see another door there and there. So I just want to make sure you guys
got it, okay.
see all the
Okay.
doors. So
Okay.
there, and there.
Okay.
All right, and that room is.
I'm not the map person.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay. All right. It appears to be a storage room. Dusty shelves line the wall of the room. A few shelves have folded sheets, blankets, and old bars of soap on them. A cobweb-covered broom leans against the far wall.
So nothing dangerous in there, because I want to open this door to this room over here.
Let me just do a quick perception check and see if I sense anything more to it. This is a regular perception check, not
Yep.
smell. 13.
Okay. Along this, that's where the stuff is stacked. Everything looks neat but old. It's covered with cobwebs, and it seems more in line with what you smelled about the house being very old. Everything is now looking to match what you felt like was the age of this house.
Gotcha.
It's now coming onto a different appearance.
I want to open this door to what
The big purple
looks
room?
like it's going to be a big, gigantic
Okay,
room.
all right.
But I wouldn't really know
All right, this
that.
one's gonna be. Go ahead and open it up. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Oh,
You can't see this.
okay.
Nah, it doesn't matter. You just
It's
can't.
covered.
You just can't see that. It's covered. All right. I lost the piece. So today. Yeah. Unfortunately.
There we go.
And what about this? We probably wouldn't see that
Uh,
either.
It's glass doors.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
so
Okay.
we can see that.
All right. So you enter this room. Yeah.
Anywhere I go, I stride, by the way. I don't walk, I stride.
You stride.
I stride into the room.
Okay.
Alright. So, and I go into, where do I see?
All right. This is.
You're the bunny, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the bunny.
Okay.
It's a bed, right?
Yeah, let's get bedroom.
Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. Through double doors set with panes of stained glass, you see a balcony overlooking the front of the house. The bedroom contains a large bed, 2 end tables, and a wardrobe. Mounted on the wall next to the wardrobe is a full-length mirror with an ornate wooden frame carved to look like ivory and berries. There are 2 other doors in this room. Where's my pen?
There and these.
Yes,
two.
that and there. So
You
that's
said those are glass doors. You can see
this.
the
This
balcony.
one's the glass door. It leads out to the balcony, and then there's another door in the room there,
Okay,
You
I'm
said
gonna
there's a
open that
wardrobe?
door.
and a wardrobe over
It's
here.
right here across from the bed.
Yeah.
And then, oh, okay, that's.
Is the
that's
fireplace
what that
lit?
is.
That's
And and then the
wardrobe.
mirror is like right here beside it,
Got it.
next to the wardrobe.
Okay, so, I wanna, cause my purpose right now is looking for this baby, so I'm gonna open that other door. If I can see through the balcony that there's nothing out there, then I'll just open that
Okay.
other door.
So that is
Just a real quick recap to you. This is a storage room, and everything in it looks dusty and covered in cobwebs and old as compared to, and
Everything else.
smells and feels more like
Yeah.
what I'm smelling.
Gotcha.
So everything in the house is now appearing as old and no longer pristine as
least
you
up
would have
here,
seen.
at least
Right.
upstairs, yeah.
Now on this floor, everything is less pristine. Right.
I'm sorry, I'm saying.
No, no, you're fine. All right. So this
Move
was
the
the
camera.
balcony here, and then they just opened this door. All right. When you open the door, the nursery contains a crib covered with a hanging black shroud. Sitting between you and the crib, you see the back of a young woman wearing a homely dress and a bonnet.
Say it again.
A homely dress and a bonnet.
All of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the nursery contains a crib covered with a hanging black shroud. Sitting between you and the crib, you see the back of a young woman wearing a homely dress and a bonnet.
Homely.
Homely.
So like somewhere about here.
Yep. Right next to the crib. What would you like to do next?
We are all seeing this, yes?
Well, we are. She's basically saying it.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah.
her.
I mean, honestly, the kids said mom and dad were in there looking for the baby and they all needed to get outside. So, based on what we know, like,
You and I are still sort of outside.
Yeah.
Who moves into the room?
I will move into the room.
She does.
Okay.
I go right behind her. I want.
So you're
As
at
you
the
move
door.
into the
tiny
room, the young woman turns and shh, the baby is sleeping. And some of the skin on her face kind of drips off to reveal like a spectral form underneath. And then as she turns back, the rest of it starts to move away, and it's a spectral form sitting in front of you, but she's just kind of sitting there.
I need you to leave. I say to her.
You'll wake the baby.
How do you think things are going in the other room?
Oh, she's kind of loud.
Get in here.
All right. Yes, we will make our way over to the
Well, I'll put you, I will go to like here.
I'm gonna, am I close enough to touch her? Cause this is a tiny, tiny room.
It's a tiny room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to reach it.
Told the dad.
You're going to attack her.
I would try to stop. I would.
He can try to stop me. I mean, he's close enough, right?
No, he's,
But can you
I'm
press
close
it?
enough.
Is
He's
the
close
baby
enough.
really
Touch
there?
Okay. Yes, this is fine. This is how this would go. Good.
All right, let's do this.
Let's get some initiative.
All right.
Oh,
You guys are familiar with specters, right? That's a thing.
Mark Spector, Rick Spector. I mean,
this is not going to go well for us.
that's more like it.
This one I have to go to the book. Sorry.
No, this there is a monster manual behind you as well.
Okay. Actually, we'll go with a shadow.
Thank you.
All right, let's get some initiative. Hold on one second while I write them down. other options in playing for this one. Okay. All right, Starfall.
She looks dead and unhappy. I want to help her out.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Give her
very
some rest.
kind of you to help this poor woman by attacking her. This is very
Tarful,
20.
20. Talia? Because you two are the only ones in the room right away, right? Okay.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
7.
7.
She looks dead. I'm gonna toll her.
It's plus Dex, right?
Yes. Yes, yes. Dex 2. Yep.
Okay. All right. And let me go ahead and get initiative.
It's 18.
18. Honey?
I
There's
had
no favoritism.
9.
All right. Jade. And Lumiere.
18.
Why can I not just keep making fun of your name all night long?
This will be the best running of jokes.
Yes. Okay, so the the shade goes first. So
I don't have a favorite enemy, but if I had a favorite enemy, this would be my favorite
Let me
enemy.
see.
Huh?
Oh, the shade.
Shadows and shades, because that's I have as part of my background.
Well, your
Wrath on the
Undead.
destroyers of my homeland.
well, your full name.
Yeah. So-
Torful Shadows Fear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were my tribe was attacked by shades and shadows and these things. And
Okay, so he did
I don't
she?
have a favorite enemy though. But I'm just saying if I did, this would
Yeah,
be
this
it.
would be it.
Mine's undead.
Oh, does an 18 hit you?
Talia? Or me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right. Where's my D4?
That sounded like a 4, though.
This is good. So it is only a 4 plus 13.
Cool, cool. Hey, listen, I have 8 whole hit points over here.
Okay. You will take 1 point of damage.
Woo!
However, you will take -3 to your strength.
Ooh. Okay.
If your strength reaches 0,
Yeah, she is.
All right,
Okay.
we're good.
bad things happen.
Got it.
Not nice things. Okay, so then that will bring Tarful.
What was your initiative? Or was that what
It
that
was
might,
the
I'm
Shadows
after you,
initiative.
but it was,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm,
Is it possible to almost throw her out of the way as I swing, or no? No, I can't because it's two-handed.
That would be your turn. Like
Yeah.
you would lose the attack. Like
No, I'm gonna step past her and swing.
Okay. Give me some swingage.
16.
That will hit. Let's get some damage.
That's 3 plus 4. 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 points.
Okay. All right. Now we are. What would you guys hear the sounds of a fight?
Well, yes, he had called us in.
Okay, so you'll
before,
push
so-
in. All
Yeah,
right.
so we would push in, and then can I get a hand on Talia?
Get out of here. To her.
Yeah.
You can move her out of the way. If,
I know that she will not leave, even though he is yelling at her and using his gruff voice. So I instead will cast protection from good and evil on her.
okay.
So, beings, the fiends, undead.
And that will do.
now, I'm so sorry. Since she started this whole thing, did she
Mhm.
get in basically a sneak attack or a surprise round? There wasn't enough time for that? Okay.
Basically.
Had she not rolled a nat 20, maybe.
Okay, got it.
Any one willing
Sorry.
creature is protected from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead.
It's so I roll a disadvantage for
Any
attacks.
attacks against her are at disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
She can't be charmed, she can't be frightened, and she can't be possessed by the creature.
Okay, no position.
Alright.
All right. I was gonna try this.
No,
I don't think the possession is not a opportunity or a thing for.
This will be. This will be. I will cast this, and then I will just start praying.
Okay. All right. So you cast that, and do you move into the room further?
No, I will,
You
stay-
I will
stay at the
actually
door?
stay, to
Outside?
give them
Doorway?
egress should they choose.
Okay.
Go. I
So
will
you'll
go in,
so you'll move in,
touch her back.
touch her, and then move back out.
Yes.
Each one of those squares, just so you guys know, it's a 5-foot block.
Right.
So you know.
So you can actually move me like one more pass in case they want to come running out.
Yeah.
I will be like, good luck, you have this. Please don't die. And then
Please
I
don't
will just
die.
go down.
All right, then that will bring up Jade.
So I will. So depending on where she's at, I can duck in, try and
Yeah,
shoot.
the door's open, so you could maybe even move where.
Two characters cannot occupy at the same
No.
time.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So I can be in
you
the
can move
doorway
into.
though,
Yeah,
right?
go ahead.
As a bonus action, can I put on that black cloak?
Sure.
Right. I will touch and then put on the black cloak.
Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty.
Okay. Cool.
Matches your hat.
All right.
So I'm gonna be. Can I shoot from the doorway?
Sure. Because they're standing. See, okay, so the purple dice is
The monster.
the right. Yeah. So you can shoot from the door. That's far enough away.
Yeah. So
Take a shot.
Yep.
Fire.
So 15.
That will hit.
21.
21.
Give me some damage.
So I got 6.
Plus
And
6, yeah.
so my 20 plus 6, right?
Yeah, so
No,
roll
you're
damage.
to
You're-
damage. You hit. You hit.
Yeah.
Just give me damage. No, not 20.
No.
What is
Your longbow.
Oh, my longbow. It's D8. So 6.
And
this
then
one.
yep. And there should be a plus to that or something like that.
Plus 4,
It's
1
just
d8
your
plus
dex.
1.
4, so
So
5.
All right.
Still, that's damage. This is first level. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about. We're talking first level, so we're not looking for 60, 70 hit points.
Yeah.
At least I would think.
All right, that brings us back to the top, and it will
Did I
get.
get to- I didn't get to hit her.
Oh, yeah, she hasn't taken a turn yet. She got
Yeah.
attacked.
Oh, that's right. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at the
Okay.
bottom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Toll the Dead, wisdom save of 18. 13, I mean.
12.
So that means
Ooh.
11 points of damage.
Okay.
That was much better. That was.
How would you like to do
on
this?
Whew, I don't, I'm gonna, well, I have to touch her anyway, so I'm gonna shove my hand in towards her heart and let her dissolve or disintegrate or whatever she does so I can move her out of the way and get to that baby.
She screams a horrible scream that almost fills the entire house and then evaporates. You take one more step forward, and she appears in the corner and comes at you again.
It's time to leave the
Move her
room.
over to one of the
It's
corners.
time to leave the room.
Can I
The
grab
die,
the
I'm sorry,
baby?
no,
Oh, the die, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because she's. Oh, shoot.
I'm just.
This was your action.
She'll move back to the position that she was in. So if you move past her to the crib, you will take an
When she
attack of
disappears, do I
opportunity.
see the baby there?
You just see the
Shrouded.
crib is shrouded.
Like a black shroud, like a death shroud.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too. It's a black shroud.
So does it move back to the position it was in?
Moves back to the position it was in. What would you like to do?
I would like to try something.
Go ahead.
I would like to put the hood on, walk into the space, and very calmly say to her, I am here for the child. Your services are no longer requested.
You're not taking my child.
I am here for last rites.
My child's not dead.
Where is the child?
Here.
Can you hold him?
Not with you guys here trying to attack.
No, we are not here to attack. This is a misunderstanding. May we see the child to see if there's anything?
Leave the room.
Yes. I will bow and leave the room and say, we are all leaving the room. All of us.
So it comes back and looks exactly as it did before. Yeah.
It's just the specter. It looks like the shadow as it did before.
Right.
As you leave the room, give me perception checks.
Regular,
You walk out of the room.
regular perception or smell perception?
You could smell if you'd like.
8.
As you leave, okay, so this is you leave the
I think
room.
This is a regular perception. I just don't
Sure, sure. You leave the room and you you are looking back over your shoulder, taking that kind of.
Sure.
You're looking back in. All right.
Yes.
What'd you get? 18?
8.
8?
7.
7?
That one.
That one. Okay. It reassembles itself as it was before you entered. It looks exactly the same. Young woman sitting there in the chair. Looks like a young lady. The room is completely reset to what it was when you first entered. What would you like to do?
I would like to go on to the
Leave it.
What if she is in a state of unrest that she is not able to
Leave it.
Do what you would do.
What was the, by the way, what was the potion we got before?
Health potion.
You don't have anything.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Those went away. didn't they?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I put
If,
it.
if you have an idea,
I do, but I need a little bit of time.
I go check. So, what is this? Did you say there's a mirror next to the wardrobe?
Yeah, right there.
Yep. Right there.
I
Yes.
say if you all want to explore, I'm going to literally do that.
Okay.
Phrase. But I need an hour of time.
Are you going to step in and are you going to say anything? Or are you just going to walk in and start to perform last rites?
I think I will. I want to try talking to her before we attack her. If everything is reset, I will.
It's
look
exactly as you appear. It is as exactly. It looks just like
I
a
will look at
room reset.
I will look at. I will look at Trofel and say, "It is all right. I will just pull me out if I. It is all right." And as I look at Trofel and walk in, I will kneel down to be at the same level as the woman.
Okay. What time did you need to stop?
7:30.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I want to be cognizant of the time.
Like I said,
You just give me a
Yeah.
hey.
while he's doing that, can I look in the wardrobe and see if there are identical clothes to the clothes that were on
Give me an
Spectre.
investigation.
in that wardrobe?
Okay. And while she's doing that, what would you?
Are you the mother of the household?
Who are you?
It's a passing holy man.
How did you get here?
We were led here by 2 beautiful children.
The children aren't supposed to be out.
I know they were concerned about the child upstairs and worried.
Why are they concerned about their brother?
Said the child was being attacked and asked for help.
That's odd.
It is.
Are they okay?
The children are fine. They are outside the house and being very obedient to the rules of the house, so as not to go into other buildings.
As the conversation progresses, all of the things that made her look human fall off, and she's back to that specter self. And she begins to take notice of the fact that she is not what she was. She no longer, she's beginning to kind of comprehend that she's not alive.
Would you like to sit with me for a time?
What happened?
I think something terrible has happened. And I would just like to sit with you for an hour. Also,
Okay. She introduces herself as Margaret. She says she's the nursemaid of the house,
that's the next maid.
and she took care of Rose and Thorn. Let's see, give you their, she addresses them as Rosevalda and Thornbolt. And their nicknames are Thorn and Rose and Thorn. And Walter, their younger brother. She talks about Mr. Durst fondly. And let's see. So Mr. Durst was the father and Mrs. Durst. She does not address them by their names. Do you question her about anything in the conversation specifically?
I am just letting her speak, and as she is speaking, I'm sitting with her and beginning to cast the funeral.
Yeah.
And just
You get the sense that she adores Thorne, Rose, and Walter. She does not speak ill of Mrs. Durst, but she's clearly uncomfortable and fearful of the lady of the house.
is somebody at least outside the door to hear it?
I am right here behind.
Yeah,
I'm behind.
sure.
Keep it. You said to pull you out of
Oh,
something.
man, okay. So you're hearing her
But you,
describe
but
the house.
so that what we have to address is if this is taking an hour, they have time to do whatever they want, which is up to them.
Yeah. Okay.
But and I may make a new decision if I see things are going smoothly.
Yeah.
But right now, in this first few minutes,
I would look back at you at one point and just sort of wave you off.
all right.
So about, I would say, 45 minutes in, she looks at you and says, "I'm going to take Walter for a walk and maybe play with the children, bring them in." And she goes and spectrally scoops up reaches in and scoops up what now looks like a little spectral bundle, and then she walks off out of the room
She
behind
doesn't
you.
let me-
She doesn't know what you're doing.
I would try to stop her before she leaves.
Okay.
And just hold her hand up and says, "Margaret, are you aware of what has happened to you?"
I know I'm dead. But I'm alive. I'm okay.
Margaret, it is time to rest. You deserve this rest, and so does Walter.
I have to go. I can't stay. And she,
This is not what is best for Walter or the children, Margaret.
if you try to push her further,
She will attack.
you get the sense that she would
She
be
is too
angry.
far gone at this point.
Right.
Fine.
She does not have what you, having talked to her, you've gotten a
She's
sense
stuck
that
in a
she's stuck. She doesn't
Yeah.
fully understand
All right, I
what's
will-
happened. She doesn't know the surroundings. She just knows that she's got
I will let her
some
go.
sort of things to do.
I will let her go, but as she goes out of the room with Walter, I will check the bassinet to see if there's
Okay.
anything in the bassinet.
You go and look in, and you see a bundle, bundle of swaddling cloth, and you go to unwrap it, and there's nothing inside of it.
I will finish the ceremony just for the swaddling cloth, and then walk out of the room and relay all of this information to everyone else.
When you complete the ceremony, you get the sense of that you completed it, but it was ineffective in that something resisted the goodness of it.
A greater pool.
Does it
Yes.
make it? Yeah, you understand. So it felt like you were trying to perform this, release, but a greater force was holding everything in place.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and you were searching the.
so this gives us time to do some because it's
Yeah, this
Yes.
gives you guys like a good I'll just
Yes.
say that I'm stuck in that room
Yeah.
for the.
Like an
Yes.
And
so-
when did you let me go? So
Oh
Yeah.
gosh! After the first, when I knew she was being receptive,
All right, so I'm
you
gonna-
guys
at that
probably
point-
Yeah,
have-
so now you guys are free. Okay, so now this will move out to where you guys are. You
Yeah,
get to
okay.
search. She started here by searching this to see if the clothes were the same.
Yes.
And you rolled an 18, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, those are exactly the sets of clothes that she was wearing. You know that you feel like this is definitely her room, and that's all this stuff belonged to her. You see like 5 sets of them, and then maybe
Margaret.
yes,
And you
Margaret.
said and you said servant's clothes, right? She was a nursemaid, right?
yes,
Okay.
nursemaid's clothing.
Okay.
hmm
And then.
No, we
No.
No.
Well, are there any other doors like that? That little space there, if there's no doors into it?
Okay.
This is the.
That's the
balcony.
balcony.
balcony with glass doors.
Yeah, so you can see out there. It's just the balcony that leads outside the house.
I'm going out into the hallway then, I guess, during that time. What I would have.
Do you do any other? Okay, so I'll
Yeah. no.
allow anybody else in this room would like to do any
You said there's
perception
a mirror
checks.
next to the wardrobe. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna check that mirror.
Okay. Roll for me.
10.
Growling.
All right, you stare into the mirror, and you see the visage of the nursemaid, but in human form. And she smiles, and then turns and walks away. And you see her like walking away into what would be the reflective surface of the room. You're walking away towards the nightstand here, and then sitting down. You hear a click behind the mirror. What would you like to do?
You hear a click.
Mm-hmm.
I try to swing it aside or swing it over.
Okay. It easily opens up, revealing this staircase.
There you go.
Cobweb-filled staircase leading up.
Where do they go? They go up.
They do go
They
up.
go up, Ray.
They go up.
They go up.
Look what I found something. I'm not going in yet.
Don't push me!
I'm gonna split the party real quick.
Perhaps we can just see what other spaces are on this floor before we go up. That way he
Fine,
can
I
finish
agree.
what he's doing.
So you
Not
found?
my normal, but
You
yeah,
got there,
I'll agree
okay.
with that.
Anybody else doing any searching of the room?
I checked the nightstand.
Okay.
Are you out of the room now?
She is.
I was
walked
going
to
to
the-
step out and look at the doors, but I'm waiting until I have like other people.
So I'm gonna check the nightstand. 'Cause
Okay.
I saw her walk over to the nightstand and it's
Yeah.
in the reflection.
Yeah. A small table beside the bed holds a cobweb copy of a raunchy romance novel on its surface, hidden clumsily beneath a mildew-covered towel. The novel is titled "Blue-Blooded Lips," and tells the story of a wealthy duke who enjoys an affair with his female cupbearer.
I tuck it in my pocket.
All right.
It's still works. It's still. Raunchy.
Raunchy.
So maybe Margaret had some other duties.
Blue-blooded
Mm.
lips.
That's a big bedroom for a servant.
Now,
Well, that'd be that's the kind of because of the connection to the nursery. It does sort of.
all right. So, any other? You haven't made anything. Do you want to do a perception check of the room? What do you want to do? Walk out, go
So
in
you
another
with her
room.
into another room.
Yeah. What do you guys do? I'm gonna catch up to you guys, but I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
Is there a fire in the fireplace or no? Or is it like an old?
No, there's a smoldering log.
I wanted to just kind of peek into the other spaces.
Okay.
Like, not necessarily go
Let me
in.
let you let me let Jade go,
Yeah.
and then I'll come
No,
to you.
I'm definitely waiting for
What
the
does
other
Jade
three.
want to
Yeah.
do?
I'm just kind of like just surveying everybody and kind of like.
So make a
taking
perception
count.
check of
Yeah.
the room. Okay. All right. Just a general. You're just generally searching. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, that's a good one.
19.
She got 19 plus whatever.
Plus
Yeah.
21.
No, are you saying is it perception?
Oh yeah, perception. It'd
So
be
plus 23.
23.
Okay. All right. You having he's already found the secret room, which you wood have easily found anyway. You notice that that among the berries and the ivy on the wood framed walls and carvings, that there are eyeballs that seem to stare into the room. And as you move back and forth, they track you.
I'm so glad we bought this house. Too bad we
Too bad I gotta
don't
go.
Do you share this with any of us?
Yeah, I would definitely
Okay.
let everybody.
Yeah,
else-
when I opened the thing, I sort of like say,
Yeah.
there's a staircase.
Yeah, and I kind of like.
Behind the mirror.
Guys,
Yeah.
check this out. You know,
Hey,
Well, there were
so
skulls on
the
the other
staircase
wall.
is densely cobwebbed. It's like it's
like has been
pretty
used for
thick.
a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, a long time.
When
More-
we go out to look in these
Okay.
rooms, I'm leaving Terry at
Okay.
the door, not
Here?
inside the room.
This
but
in this
kind of-
door or
No, at the doorway to where he is. I mean, I
like
know.
keeping track of him here?
Yeah, I know, like,
Okay.
OC, that he was okay, but
Okay.
I wouldn't know
Okay,
that
so
ahead
you
of
want
time,
to so you'll leave Terry
I'd leave
here
Terry, yeah, not
while
so
you
he's
go
not
to
in the room, so he
search.
just listens
Okay,
so he can
so
let
now
us
you,
know.
You made Toto.
shh. All right, so you have
No,
this
Terry.
door and this door here.
Right.
Okay, where would you like to go?
I'd like to open doors, so
Okay.
I want to go around into that hallway and open the door to the little room first.
This one?
Right.
This one here?
Yeah.
This box
little,
here.
Yeah, that little, yeah,
Okay.
that one, there.
All right. Okay. The dark room contains a wooden tub with clawed feet, a small iron stove with a kettle resting atop it, and a barrel under a spigot in the west wall. A cistern off the roof used to contain rainwater, which has borne down a pipe to the spigot. However, the plumbing no longer works. It's the bathroom.
And just open the other doors and look and see what's in there, guys?
So I'll come
Yeah,
join
we
her,
did
but
for
and
that,
by
yeah.
about this time I've probably done with my investigation
Yeah.
and come join
I
her.
wouldn't have started opening these without other
I
people.
mean, I might
Okay.
hang back here just so he's not by himself.
He's got a.
So
got the-
we'll
I
say
cut it off.
we'll
Oh,
say
that's
that
right.
the inspection took so this took maybe 10 minutes to inspect the room completely, 5 minutes there. So you got 15 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes in. That seem about right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And so you're going to go where next
Might
here?
as well. I don't see any doors into that little tiny space there, so I
That's
guess
the
we'll
same
open the
space that
bigger.
we saw
Yeah,
below.
we'll open the big.
Okay.
That's the same void we saw below.
Yeah.
Let me push that square back in place.
Okay. That is, well, all right.
I'm not going in. I'm peeking in.
You're peeking in
I'm
the
going in.
door. Okay.
He's going in.
You're going in.
But once he goes in, I'll go in behind him.
The doors to this room have dusty panes of stained glass set into them. Designs in the glass resemble windmills. The dusty, cobweb-filled master bedroom has burgundy drapes covering the windows. Furnishings include a four-poster bed with embroidered curtains and tattered gossamer veils, a matching pair of empty wardrobes, a vanity, and a wood-framed mirror and jewel box, and a padded chair. A rotting tiger skin rug lies on the floor in front of the
Monsters.
in front of the fireplace, which has a dust-covered portrait of Gustav and Elizabeth hanging above it. A web-filled parlor in the southwest corner contains a table and two chairs. Resting on the dusty tablecloth is an empty porcelain bowl and a matching jug. A door facing the foot of the bed has a full-length mirror mounted on it.
Did we see the
Here?
that one right there? Yeah.
And you clearly recognize in the bottom corner here, that little door, teeny tiny door, that's another
the
dumbwaiter
dumbwaiter.
exit. Upon closer inspection, you see a male ghast dressed in fine clothes hanging from a noose tied beside the bed.
Whoa, say what again?
Oh,
I love how he rushes past these like.
Yes. It's,
Oh, also,
Also-
there's a dead
Also, there's a
Hey,
T-Rex
no,
in the
it's
corner.
clearly a dumbwaiter, and then this is the sitting area where they have an empty bowl. And
there's a
gas
monster hanging
hanging
from a rope.
There's a gas
Let's
hanging
talk
from a
more
rope.
about the dumbwaiter. It's super.
I don't want.
ornate.
Let me. Did you say a dumbwaiter?
Yeah, dumbwaiter. I said dumbwaiter. Duh. Upon further inspection, you see a male ghast dressed in fine clothes hanging from a noose tied beside the bed.
So where would he be hanging? You says by four-sided dice as you're representing spectral.
Right here.
That's what I thought.
So you didn't see it immediately as you came in, as you would have if it was on this side.
Got it.
Okay? It is hanging here.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Of course, there's always
Wait,
my way.
why? That seems.
No, after what I saw before.
Yeah. What? You remember what happened?
And also, we need to think about recovering for you. I mean, I don't know what kind of recovery time there's on your strength.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either.
I can tell you
It's never
exactly.
happened.
You'll have to take a rest in order for it to do.
Okay, so it's a rest thing and not a restoration thing.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So.
Is it just hanging there? Like,
Yep, it's not moving. No, nothing. Yes, you can go up and touch it for sure. You can
No.
if you want to touch it. There is a smoldering log in that one, just as it was in the other one. The room
does
is-
it give off heat?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It's dimly lit throughout the house because there's no raging fire there.
I'll open those two doors
Yeah,
with your help.
so,
This one
Yep.
that one there.
has a closet, and there is nothing in the closet.
Okay, and then the other little one to the side.
give me that one.
That goes out to a balcony, and there is nothing sitting on the balcony.
Cool. All right, and then once again, we've got this thing walled off, just like the other space was walled off.
Mhm.
I'm gonna check it though, because
You are more than welcome. Let me get some checks on it.
Right. I need some help on this. I mean, in the old days, I'd say I do a 20. I roll it, or I do a full 20 or whatever they call it. But take 10 or whatever they call it. So I need everyone do perception checks on this wall.
So there's aside from inside the bathroom, aside from inside the hall there, and then aside from the bedroom.
That was a nat 20.
That's good.
You gonna attack it
No.
with the?
And well, no, it was because we
You
were
just check
looking
for
at
a
it,
s- a
checking
secret
it, that
entrance?
sort of thing. And my perception is a +2, but
Okay.
it's,
It's a wall.
I think it's a.
yeah, some sort of shaft of some sort.
So that's, and I didn't get that well, so I'm like that.
It's a
Yeah.
wall.
There's something in that dead space, we just don't know what.
Wait, I think just because of me and I wanna check out like the jewelry box and the little bureau, this little bureau thing, like what is
Okay.
there?
All right. You find inside the jewelry box an unsent letter and jewelry. Let's see. Here's the jewelry box itself is made of silver with gold filigree. You find 3 gold rings, a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant, and that is where we will pause. It is 7:30.
Pause, because she's the best.
Intermission, we will be back in just a few minutes.
That's right. We'll see you guys super soon.
So the house is on fire. Wait, what? Oh.
What? We're back.
I got a nat 1 on my death saving throw.
Okay, I think that's.
No.
All right, so I need you to roll a 3d6.
All right.
Okay,
Where are we?
you guys are here.
Right.
You found the ghast hanging by the bedpost, or by the bed. You found the elusive dumbwaiter. And we're waiting for the ceremony to end here. We said it didn't take the whole hour. It took 45 minutes. So we'll say it was, I think we said it was 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So 10 minutes. So maybe another 10 minutes left.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Did you mark down all of that on your inventory? The
It
rings
was-
and the necklace? And
Yeah, so you got a jewelry box, or you found, whether you want to keep it or not. Inside, the jewelry box was made of silver with gold filigree.
Right.
There's 3 gold rings in there, a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant, and an unsent letter.
Do I have any way of carrying anything? Have we found there's like.
Actually, you've got pockets on you.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Here are some things. I'm gonna read the letter.
So what you're saying to me
I'm gonna.
is that you're going to open this letter that you found that's not been sent, and you're going to read it.
I think yeah.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
So yeah, I am a cat, curious and all.
Curiosity. It did kill you.
That's
Uh,
what the thing says.
Isn't it illegal to open other people's mail?
I'm pretty sure. And that's why they kill you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Curiosity, cat.
You guys didn't know? It's law. It's law. All right. You open the unsent letter. And inside you read, it says, "My dear Miss Petronova, your advice on dealing with the unwanted fiend in my home is quite good advice indeed. Tonight's ceremony will proceed as planned when the moon is at its highest peak, without, of course, the attendance of Mr. Durst. I must agree with you that, with the assistance of such a remarkably innocent subject, the results of our proceeding may be far improved. Innocent, in quotation marks, of course, is not quite the term I would use. If nothing else, I am relieved that I shall soon no longer have to suffer that harlot's insufferable presence each time we must pass through her quarters to our meeting space. We shall be well rid of her indeed. My thanks, Ms. Elizabeth Durst."
So
Oh.
What was her name?
Elizabeth.
is the lady of the house.
Right.
Remember, she didn't like her. They were outright,
She didn't speak ill of her.
but she could tell that there was definitely no love lost.
There was some tension.
It sounds like Elizabeth thought that Margaret was going to use Margaret for some sort of ritual,
Right?
but she called her harlot. So I imagine Elizabeth thought Margaret and
Mr. Durst
Gustav were
having a thing.
and that they were going to use her to get rid of the fiend in the house.
There's also a chance that that baby is hers. If she's
Elizabeth?
staying with the baby. Like Margaret, that Walter is Margaret's.
Ooh.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
And they had to go through her room for the meeting place. So something was
No, the stairs that he found.
Oh, that's right.
We have to go by her in her space every time we go to the
That's
meeting
right.
space.
Meeting space.
Which was downstairs.
No.
I still want to throw something at
Upstairs.
I still want to throw something at the gas, but I won't.
Well, then I say we go find out if he's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I take all the jewelry.
Okay.
In the box or just the jewelry?
Well, yeah, I put everything in the box and put the box in my pocket. Everything for trading stuff.
So what you're saying is you don't want to explore the gas, check it, examine it.
No, that's the last time.
No, I'm okay with that. I don't want to
Who
push
is
it.
there probably, but he is not.
Okay, so you guys want to head back to him, and we'll say we'll get with the time, and we'll say that he just as you get back, you see the specter leaving the room and vanishing,
Okay,
and catch the tail end of Luther's conversation.
it didn't work. Yeah.
There's something wrong here. This is not a surprise to anyone, but something prevented.
But there's a ghast over there.
I'm sorry, what? And he will just go over into the room and like.
So you tell him about the master bedroom and the
Did you keep the
that
letter,
you
by the way?
that
I
you
kept
found.
everything, put it back in the box.
You tell her
Share with us.
share
about
the
it.
letter with anybody.
I read it out loud. He doesn't know,
Okay,
but I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, okay, so just so we get clear on the thing, you tell him that there's a gas in the other room.
So is this when he's done? Is this taking 45
Well, yeah, we'll
minutes?
say
Yeah,
he's
I'm
done
finished.
and he's coming out. You arrive just as the specter leaves the room and disappears,
right.
with a bundle in her hand.
Sure.
Okay, and then he tells you about the gas, and you immediately
I
run off.
immediately run over.
Immediately run off to the other room, and then you begin to read the letter to them.
No, I read the when I read the
Okay,
letter.
you read it out loud
out
when
loud.
you
I
when
kinda-
you opened it.
yeah,
Okay.
so-
Just the three of them would have.
Just us
The two.
three.
Yeah, just the three of you would have heard that. Okay, so and he's gone before you can share
Before
any
I could
information.
say,
Okay,
hey,
so you
stop.
enter the room and you go
Don't
to
run.
Yeah, is there anything that I can do?
investigation check.
Yeah.
What did you want to do?
Yes,
Investigate the ghast or the room itself?
ghast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not a guest. He's a guest. The
He's
guest.
The gas guest.
The guest.
25.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's a 19 plus 6.
Okay, so you inspect the body, and it reveals a letter clenched in his right hand, held tight by rigor mortis.
There's a letter in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Is the letter corporeal or is it of the same material that is?
No, it's real.
I would ask permission to take it from him.
You say corporeal, not incorporeal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, it's.
Yes.
But you also you recognize that this ghast is very similar to Mr. Durst, and with your role, you would say that you could intuit that it was Mr. Durst.
Like
Okay.
that. Can I?
You could take the letter from his hand.
Yes.
Okay.
And back away out of the room very slowly.
Nothing
So
happens.
So this gas hasn't moved.
Has not moved.
This dead. So it's basically a mummified dead body right now.
Yes,
Okay.
Right?
but it appears as a ghast.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm sure you guys know what that means.
You will not believe this. I have found the letter. It is the first thing, a written word that we have found in the house, and it provides clues maybe to everything.
Oh.
No. we got
Iron
ya.
britches.
Sorry.
It's
If
perhaps-
you would have waited a second, I could have told you we found stuff.
All right, you share your letter, and then I will share mine.
And she opens up and reads the letter to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does mine say?
Okay. Are you going? You're going to open yours now and say,
Yes.
"Okay, I got one. You got one. I got one. We got two. Yay!" Okay. My beloved children, I wish I could do what all fathers do and tell you that monsters aren't real, but it wouldn't be true. Life can create things of exquisite beauty, but it can also twist them into hideous beings, selfish, violent, grotesque, monstrous. It hurts me to say that your mother has turned into one such monster, inside and out. And I'm afraid the disease has afflicted her mind and has taken hold of me as well. It sickened me to think that what we've put you through. There's no excuse. I only ask you, though I know I have no right to do so, to try and forgive us. I despise what your mother has become, and I love and pity her all at the same time. Rose, I wish I could see you blossom into a strong, beautiful woman. Thorn and Walter, I wish I could be there for you, but I can't. This is the only way. Goodbye.
Right. We should continue upwards.
I hate to, but could I ask you to reread the other letter now?
Sure. My dear Miss Petrovna, your advice on dealing with the unwanted fiend in my home is quite good advice indeed. Tonight's ceremony will proceed as planned when the moon is at its highest peak, without, of course, the attendance of Mr. Durst. I must agree with you that, with the assistance of such a remarkably innocent subject, the result of our proceeding may be far improved. Innocent, in quotations, of course, is not quite the term I would use. If nothing else, I am relieved that I shall soon no longer have to suffer the harlot's insufferable presence each time we pass through her quarters to our meeting space. We shall be well rid of her indeed. My thanks, Miss Elizabeth Durst.
Gotcha, thank you.
Before we go upstairs, should we go down and examine
Yes.
the middle floor?
I want you to grab that sword. You can use it.
Okay, so what's on the first floor?
There is a second floor that we bypassed.
Right, but I think.
And I also want to look at the first floor,
Sword
see if
is
there's
on
any
the first
changes.
floor.
Yeah.
So you want to go backtrack to the first.
No, I want,
see
well, no,
if
I
the-
want, we'll go to the second floor, but then I want to go back and
See if the armor is still on the first floor.
see if the armor's on the first floor. I want to see if there's any changes to the dining room and to see if, like, because when we looked in this storage room, I want to look in the pantry again and see if it.
Okay, so let's
Start second.
start. Purple?
Okay.
Well, we just no, the camera's here, so we need
Yeah.
to move it.
Yeah.
So here, gently grab a corner. There you go. There you go.
4 suits of armor. I'm sure this is fine.
Okay. All right, so you're back to the upper hall. I'll read this out again. Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall, hanging above. Oh, wait. Oh, yes, yeah, we're on the right one. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of the Durst family. Gustav and Elizabeth Durst with their 2 smiling children, Rose and Thorn, cradled in the father's arms as a swaddled baby, which the mother seemingly regards with a hint of scorn. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors to the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing use. The red marble staircase that started on the first floor continues its spiral upward. There are 3
You
doors.
deserve inspiration. I'm not saying you should give it, but I'm saying that was well thought. That was well
Called it.
analyzed.
What?
But the baby wasn't the
The
mom.
baby and the
Oh, yeah.
that was really
That's, yeah.
well deduced.
I wonder if this is my favorite part though. OOC, if none of these suits of armor are supposed to do anything, so that when you go to the second floor, you're like, oh, none of these suits of armor do anything. So you go up to the third one, you're just like boogity boogity boo, and that's the one that punched you in the face. But because we skipped the second floor, like the third suit of armor immediately attacking, lost the impact of like these dumb things. We just bam.
Oh.
Surprise round.
Oops.
Hold on, let me write something here real quick.
So let's so
4 suits of armor! Okay.
So
Okay,
are
suck.
these a similar plate, but they have wolf's heads?
It's the same as the other.
Well, upstairs.
I forgot to include the wolf's head because I described it
Do you
on
want
the
to
second
go
floor.
over here first,
I gotta
and then-
go.
Yes, I will go over to this main.
Do you want to check out these suits of armor just in case?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
but by all means, you should check out these suits of armor for sure.
No, I'm going to walk right past them. I was like, what are the odds that all 4 of them?
Let's roll for
Well,
initiative.
Actually pretty high actually. So if one came to life, why? You've been playing too much D&D. You know how these things are written.
Yeah.
I'm like a Lolo.
All right, so we're on the second
I go
floor.
behind them.
Ted.
Though I do push over one of the suits of armor as I walk in.
Kick it.
It's the Avengers. It's Hulk and Thor. Like,
It just falls over. It does nothing.
Does it fall over?
Falls over. It just falls over. Okay. All right. The gossamer drapes cover the windows of the elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass walls hanging depict beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp, Alabaster figurines as well dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece. You also notice that this floor appears, as the first floor did, in pristine condition.
Gotcha.
Do I hear the same sounds that I was hearing before of like a party going on? That I was hearing from the third
Perception
floor?
check.
7.
You do not.
As I also, did you check out that wallpaper, see if it's got the same creepy undertones that all the other stuff has had, or was it the dancing children, whatever it was?
What was your perception check?
7.
7? Okay.
Do you want me to do that?
Appears normal.
Oh, got it.
I would like to go over and look at the. You said there was a bench.
Yep. Mhm.
I would be familiar if sometimes these benches, especially by them, had opened
Mhm.
to have music or things inside of them.
Okay.
So just go and look. Investigation.
Investigation. Roll me investigation.
This is 13.
It appears normal.
Alright. Okay. Alright. This is probably a music hall of some sort.
Mhm.
What do the figurines look like? They are just people in dance.
Yeah, just alabaster figurines. That's on the mantelpiece.
Yes.
Just alabaster, well-dressed dancing dancers adorn the mantelpiece.
Okay. I will. I do not see anything in this space that calls out to me. So.
Okay. You're gonna leave the room.
I'm gonna sit down at the piano and pretend to play badly.
Okay.
I'm a musician.
Nothing happens. You play very badly, and it
Yeah.
sounds terrible.
Play very.
Well, he specified badly. I just was continuing his
I'm just
description.
I'm not trying to do. I'm
Yeah.
really just.
It's very
Just
good.
playing.
I'm screwing around.
Yeah,
I really
screwed around.
understand.
All right, yeah. You do so poorly that nothing happens.
Charleford, that was very good.
I know.
You guys can comment on it or no?
I will leave this room while
I'm
he
an
is-
artiste.
while he is playing.
Okay, so does everybody leave the room?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no, did he stay? He's not
Well, I
staying?
think.
Is there fire in the fireplace again?
There is
Full fire?
a full fire.
Oh, interesting. Anybody else want to look around this room a little bit more?
Do you want to take a perception check?
Sure. Smell it too. So
Okay,
first-
so you do the first one for perception.
terrible. Like 10, 8.
Okay, nothing odd.
And this is my. That's a 13.
Follow your nose.
A 21. Smell.
It smells like fear still. You get that musty scent.
All right.
Nothing else.
Thank you. All right, I'll leave then.
Okay. All right. As you leave, and which door you want to go to next?
The room directly across.
Okay. As you move towards the door across, let me get a perception check. All of you.
This is 12.
17.
15.
You hear the sounds of the harpsichord playing and what sounds like a party
In the room behind us that we
Mhm.
just left.
that you just left.
There's
You're
that,
better than I am.
there's that moment where all four of us are going to die.
Like, what the?
I will go over to the door.
Which
So
the music room?
The
or
music room.
Yep.
And open to that.
There's nothing in there.
Right. And then I will leave.
Okay.
Ghosts.
Perception check?
Ghosts.
9.
Nothing.
Alright. I will go open the door leading into the room across the hall.
Okay.
Oh, that goes there.
Oh, what's this?
Like an office, library.
I'll go in behind you if you go in. Are you going in?
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
head in.
I will go in.
As I walk by, I push over another suit around.
It falls and kind of does. And then does nothing else.
It's a literary.
Hey, you guys.
Picks up the ghost.
You said they had spears?
Huh? They do have. There's 4 spears. Each one of them has a spear. You'll take a spear? Okay. Yeah.
I'm proficient with javelin.
Yeah.
I'm not proficient, but yeah.
Do you want to take all 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually
so
had it before.
add 4 spears.
Because I have 4 javelins that were part of my original.
The one upstairs dropped his as well when he went to grapple. Did you want to take that one from upstairs?
I'll just take
Retro.
it. No,
Okay.
no.
So take it 4. Okay.
It's moments where we walk in the door and there's silence, and we turn back and you are a spiked lion with 4 spikes behind your back.
Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-back chair face the entrance and the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of the rooms are 2 overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall. A rolling wooden ladder allows one or more to easily reach the high shelves. The bookshelves hold hundreds of tomes covering a range of topics from history, warfare, and alchemy. There are several shelves containing first edition collection works of poetry and fiction. A small rock collection sits upon one shelf. Each of the stones is labeled with its scientific name. What would you like to do next?
Each of the what is labeled?
The rocks, the stones.
It's got a rock.
There's a small rock collection sits upon one of the bookshelves.
Let's give this a good look.
Oh yes, please. Desk, please. Let's
Okay. You examine the desk. There are several items resting atop it. An oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinder box, and a letter kit containing a red wax candle, 4 blank sheets of parchment, and a wooden seal bearing what you now believe is the Durst family insignia, a windmill. Okay. A tattered piece of sheet music lies on the desk, is titled Song of Elizabeth. A handwritten, partially burnt note sits beside it.
What does the note say?
It reads, Burwalton's word can open the way. Burwalton's words can open the way.
Write it down.
So I'm not.
Now,
Yeah.
give
This
me,
was very astute.
you open the drawers of the desk,
Yes.
obviously. The desk drawer contains a number of receipts for candles, daggers, incense, and an iron key.
Oh, I will take the key.
Okay. Perception checks. If you'd like to continue, obviously everybody's going to search, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll start here.
13.
13, okay. Inspecting one of the bookshelves, you spot the red-covered book entitled An Architect's Art, written by Archibald Burwalton.
I did 20.
All right. You see a faint candlelit. You see a faint candlelight from under a panel along the wall.
Where is the?
Where'd my picture?
Here?
It's coming
Oh.
from behind the wall.
Right here, this side, right that side,
So right there.
underneath the wall. Yep.
And I got a 21 if we want to finish with this.
Okay. You see the faint light as well.
Okay.
There's a light
and
over here.
What did you roll?
Right.
This would be a 18.
Okay. You saw the book as well. Now, what would you like to do? You two have seen the light. Do you
I want
want
to hear more about this book first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it? What did the thing say? What did the thing? The name.
Is Burwalt.
But yeah,
Which
what,
sounds
the
a
word. The
lot
word.
like this
Burwalton's.
note. Burwalton's.
Burwalton's words can open the way.
Yeah.
Or Walton's words can open the way. We've got a light over here. Does it just look like a wall? But there seems to be like a little bit of peak.
It looks like there's candlelight from underneath, like a real tiny sliver of candlelight.
Okay,
You had to be
so-
really freaking perceptive.
What is the book?
The book that you see is called An Architect's Art, written by Archibald Burwalt.
I'm looking through the book, and anyone who wants to help look through this book can.
When you go to pull the book from the shelf, it is actually a lever, and you pull it out, and it goes click.
Bookshelves with books that open.
So what
In
happened?
front of you, looking at the thing, the hinge pops, and now there's a little sliver of light coming from the length. You
So
can
the
clearly see that it's a
open-
door.
It's a door.
Yes, that's the same.
So we're gonna open this.
I'm gonna open it, yeah.
Take this one
I
away.
am very excited.
Go ahead. So you open that, and it's a secret room. Okay. Is anybody going inside?
I will.
Okay.
Yes.
You walk inside, the door clicks shut.
Ah, crap.
Put the candle back!
There are no candles out in this room.
You gotta say like, put the candle back.
There are no candles. Which candle?
No, no.
I cannot hear you. I'm going to move the book to open the door, and then you can tell me where the candles are.
Will do.
You click the book, the door opens. You realize that if you do not prop the door open, it closes shut on its own as a safety feature.
I will prop the door open.
Well, why don't we just get one of the suits of armor to do it?
Oh yes, I will go knock over one of the two that have not been knocked over. And then
Put the head in there. Put the head in there.
These middle fingers on the suit of armor. are
Terrible.
And
So
I
rude.
will go and prop it up
So you
against
prop the door open with the.
Do we need to step
Um,
over it? Yeah.
Tracy, let me get you to roll perception as well. As you're continuing to look through the books.
13.
As you're looking through the books, one of the books on the shelves is titled The History. What's your last name?
Velkus.
The History of Talia Valkis.
For Vilkus. but-
Vilkis?
Yes.
Is that how you want to?
Yes, it's Vilkus. Yes.
Talia Vilkis.
Vilkus.
As you skim through the book, it reads like a journal of your life. Quickly, you skip to the back of the book where the final page reads, as she pulled the book down off the shelf and began to read, unaware of the creature that watched her from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Ah, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome.
As you,
That's freaking awesome.
as you're,
You turn around and Tarful is staring at you like, what?
Oh my God,
you begin
that's
to
good.
question the book and think that it's not correct because the life that you skimmed through before, at the very beginning, was not your own.
Okay.
But the rest of it was. So this book may not be correct. You sense this.
Right.
As you flip to the very last page, having read the inscription before, the page is blank, with a 2/3 of the way down the page, a blood smear.
Okay.
But the page is blank.
Still looking behind me to see if the giant thing is going to attack me.
You do not see anything.
Do not see
Would you like to roll perception?
Yes. 6.
There's nothing there.
What's
Of
going on in
course
this
not.
room?
This book is really creepy.
Do you put it back on the shelf or do you keep it?
No, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
Yes.
Kidding.
I mean, what? Did you guys hear that? Remember when I said I put it back on the shelf?
I remember this.
What's, so that what is the deal with this little secret room? Is there anything in there?
Okay, yes. So now I'll get to tell you what's in the secret room. The secret room contains bookshelves packed with tomes describing fiend summoning rituals and the necromantic rituals of a cult called the Priests of Osybus. It's Osybus.
Do we know of this Osiphus?
A heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet stands against the south wall, its lid half closed. Sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor. Close inspection reveals that the skeleton belongs to a human who triggered a poison dart trap. 3 darts are stuck in the dead adventurer's armor and ribcage. Clutched in the skeleton's left hand is a letter bearing a seal you do not recognize, which the adventurer tried to remove from the chest. What would you like to do?
So I carefully back out, I grab the letter and get out of the room.
Okay,
Okay.
that's it. All right,
And
you're gonna.
I'll read the letter in a minute, but I want to get
Okay,
out of it first.
all right.
Then I do it, and then I'm gonna peek from outside. Do I see any like little hidey holes? I'm gonna do quick. 23. Do you see where the possibly where the trap was?
You see that the chest is open and that there's stuff inside the chest still.
I believe it was like chest open, like.
Oh, I see. They came from the chest.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. Then never mind. Okay.
Yeah, but you don't see any other traps. You don't see anything else in the room other than that
Okay.
stuff. But you do see that there's additional items in the chest, not the adventurer's chest,
Okay.
the chest.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Can I grab the chest and pull it out, or is it like more like a?
It's
Bolted.
heavy. I mean, you could try.
I'm strong.
You're more than welcome to try.
Guidance.
15
Add a
plus
D4
what?
to that.
19, 21.
Okay, you slide the chest along with this former adventurer, slaped over the chest up to the door, and you're banging it out. And
It completely ruins the dark aesthetic that the house had been
slides. It's like,
So I'm going to ask you. I tell him about this priest of Osebus. Who has knowledge of religion?
I have already asked, and I have no.
he has no. It wouldn't be anything.
Any books on this area that have information about Osirius?
Yes, there are lots of books of rituals along the walls. You could take any of them or
I
look at
would
them.
like to look for a book that has been removed or used.
Something missing? Or?
Something missing, but perhaps if there is any sort of layer of dust, or maybe a book that was referenced recently. I know this is hard to ask, but
Okay, what I'll do, I'll let you make an investigation check,
all right.
and to find specific knowledge, what I'll say is if it's a high enough DC, I'll give you the specific knowledge that you're searching for. What did you roll?
15.
You find books about the rituals. There's lots of rituals,
All right.
but they're all related to this cult.
This call. All right.
What else- what else
Let's
is in
see.
the chest.
I'll give you. Okay,
Yeah,
so
go-
yeah,
you can
let
finish
me
it.
finish with him. Let's see if there's anything else on the. No, that's it. You can take any of these books with you. It would take you probably, you want to figure with a 15. It'll probably take you about an hour to read through all of the books to kind of decipher what they're about.
No, I will just grab a couple of books at random.
Okay.
And shove them into my bag.
Yeah. So each if you, let's say you got 4.
All right.
So
perfect.
to go through 4, it'll take you roughly an hour to read them.
Four books
Yeah.
to be perused if I should
Yeah.
choose. Yes, the chest.
All right. So in the chest, obviously, there's the leather armor. If you want
Right,
to take
yeah.
that off
So
of
I'm
the
gonna ask
adventurer.
if you guys
There's
mind
3
taking
darts,
that.
one in the chest, and you can pick the darts. Now you got 3 darts.
I was gonna say, is there any remnants of poison on them that we can tell? Smell?
You can take it
You can- you get
because that's a
those.
smell.
13 plus 4 is 17, or 17.
Okay, that's an excellent roll. Based on that, you can determine that the poison has, and it's more in line with you feeling about how old everything is. The poison, if there was any, has long since.
Just
been
making sure.
gone.
I
Yeah.
wanted to establish that we all watch you take poisonous darts and put them up to your face.
Yep.
And take a good whiff.
I got an
and
8
be like,
intelligence, baby. And just take it and,
Okay,
These
what's
are,
in it?
these are not poisonous.
nothing.
You find 3 blank books with black leather covers, 3 spell scrolls. You now have a bless, a protection from poison, and a spiritual weapon. You find the deed to the house, the deed to a windmill,
I own a house now.
and a signed will tucked inside a letter.
So much reading.
What is
Well, if you're, are you going to take out the letter and pass it on, or are you going to read it?
here, take
Okay.
this.
crap.
Along with the other paper,
Okay.
along with the papers, you just toss
I'm
all
like
the
really
paperwork.
going,
Crap,
Okay.
crap.
So-
Looks like a will.
So
Here's a letter that they
who's
was holding
who's gonna take the paperwork?
Oh, fine. Yes, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna read them?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
read
So you see that the will bequeaths everything to Rose and Thorn, and it's signed by Gustav and Elizabeth,
All right.
Rose, Thorn, and Walter.
All right.
And it's got their name on it. The sealed letter has the. Are you going to read that one? Are you going to open the sealed letter?
Red stamp on it.
Yeah, it's the one you don't recognize.
All right.
That's the one that the
Oh, the
adventurer
one we
had.
do not recognize.
Mhm.
Yes. What is this letter say?
Okay. Do you want to examine the letter?
Yes, please. Yes. I would love to. Yes. 17.
Okay, so it's made of fine, very fine paper, almost regal looking, and the stamp is a red wax that you've only ever seen on something that's very official and,
Sure.
and
Is
expensive.
there a seal on it?
Yeah, there's a seal on it.
Yeah, all right. But is there something? I mean, the wax seal. What is there like?
There's an impression in it.
That's
It is a very stylized and
It's a nasty-
ornate S.
I knew it.
And
I mean, I knew it.
With-
I don't know if he knew it, but I knew it.
with a Z in the middle of it.
that's the.
Yeah.
All right.
And you crack open the seal and open it.
Oui.
Okay. My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a way path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but the worms writhing in the earth. You say you are cursed. Your fortune spent. Your abandoned love for madness took solace in the bosom of another woman and sired a bastard son. Cursed by darkness? Of that I have no doubt. Save you from this wretchedness? I think not. I would prefer you as you are. Your dread lord and master, Strahd von Zarovic.
This feels like a bad time to say I told you also that I really hit this one.
What did you tell us?
No, I think the child was this is like a novel, some sort of that they had a thing going on. And
I'm pretty sure I said the thing about the child.
I'm pretty sure that's what
We're going to take a time out and roll back the tape. And
Nope, let's keep going forward. Is this secret room, is this the
As-
only...
As you continue to look through the deed to the house, the deed to the windmill, another letter falls from the deed to the windmill.
I get very excited.
Letter of Strahd.
I do love letters. What is this letter?
My dear Dimov, I must confess, my nights as of late have been sleepless. The child's wails these past several evenings have kept me awake, haunting these halls like a ghost. Margaret does her best, but other clouds yet trouble my dreams. My beloved Elizabeth, I am sure, feels it too, for she tosses and turns in our bed and awakes with her forehead slick with sweat. Over the past several congregations, I have become suspicious of the ambitions of the others. Their dark murmurs worry me, and though I know not that the shadow ought night fear a blacker night, I cannot but fear the extent of their plotting. If anything happens, you are to be the steward of our parents' house and caretaker of my children. Keep Rose, Thorn, and Walter dear to your breast. Should the worst come to pass, you shall be all they have left. Your loving brother, Gustav.
Who is it addressed to?
Dimov. And it's what you discern is that it's his brother.
Well, we will find this tomorrow. Because I do not want children.
Okay, so you have.
There's a door I see there in the back of the secret room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So you want to open that door?
Yes.
Okay, it's another secret door,
Oh,
and it leads into the other room.
less
which-
secret than the
Get another. Give me another wolf head.
Yes, I will go smack the last suit of armor down.
Okay.
We've gotten so good at this.
Hold on. What floor are we on?
Second.
We're on the second floor.
Looks like a servant's quarters.
Oh, sorry, you're in the library. Gotcha. Okay, so that goes to 7A, which
There's
is
the dumb waiter.
That's so dumb.
Dumb waiter.
yeah.
So you should know them. They're wait staff.
You walk into the servants' room, which appears.
It has 2 beds.
It's got beds and stuff. Okay, here we go. All right. As you approach the door, you smell blood. You also hear the sobs and muffled gasps of a woman in pain. You open the door. An uncovered bedroom contains a pair of beds with straw-stuffed mattresses. At the foot of each bed is a footlocker. There is a door on the left as you come into the room. Now that you've opened it. All right, is a small door similar to the one in the kitchen, so you can see the other dumbwaiter in there.
Agreed. Can the footlockers be opened?
Yes,
Right?
and there's nothing inside.
And we are not aware of anything directly across from where the beds are.
Like this.
Yeah, no, there's nothing there.
All right. Perception check.
Oh, you know what? That's the secret.
That's the secret room, I believe.
That's
And
why
this is
got it out of order, ladies and gentlemen.
That's all right. That's
Go
all
ahead and
right.
uncover it. It's the secret.
That's
It's the secret room.
and this is just a side.
Yeah, it's just a
room,
closet.
yeah.
It's just a closet.
All right.
My bad.
No, do not apologize.
There's a lot. There's a lot to see that I can't from over here.
It's all right. That is the secret room, and there's nothing to do. It might be time for us to head downstairs to grab the sword and then make our way to the top floor.
Let's do it.
And you're gonna go. Wait, hold on. Sorry, because you found amongst the papers when you searched the desk.
The deed.
Yeah, no, the yeah. So I'll read it again because you might have missed it.
Sure.
So you found a tattered piece of music lies on the desk. It is titled "Song of Elizabeth," and then that's where you saw a handwritten, partially burnt note sat next to it.
And that's what his name would open the way.
Yes.
And this is how we were able to open.
Right. But it was next
Do
to
any
the sheet
of
of
us
music.
know how to play music?
I do.
This is true. Does anyone know how to play music?
Correctly.
I mean, I'm not trying to do anything, but I know you
No,
glazed
no.
over it because it was like to the tattered sheet of paper.
I can play the flute, but that's it.
Can we, with trying to play music, not understanding how music would, like, do our best to play this music?
Honestly, I can't play. I do actually have a musical instrument, but I can't play piano.
What instrument do you have? You had like
It
a
says
lute?
it's part of for a barbarian. You have a musical instrument.
Yeah, but so what instrument? Is it dulcimer? No, you get a lute or a flute or.
That's a good question. I never answered that for myself.
Yeah.
I also
I
So,
can-
so let's just say you have a rudimentary understanding of what it would
Music, sheet
of
music.
notes. You may not be able to discern it right away, but if you like, ding, bing,
Yeah, okay,
you
got
might
it.
be able to,
All right, that's
I'll
fair.
give you a reasonable chance to figure it out.
That's fair.
Play the right note or we'll all be flat.
All right, so what would you like to do, just so we can clarify?
So
We all head back to the music room.
Okay.
And then we all watch in wonder, awe, and terror as our barbarian plucks out the notes.
Do I need to make a roll on this of some sort, or is this more of a just fiddling?
You know what? Let's give her a performance check, which would be performance is like
charisma? I'm actually
Charisma,
pretty
okay.
decent with that.
Guidance.
16 plus 420 plus 22.
Perfect. The musical barbarian.
You
Like so then also I go.
okay.
Never had one lesson.
Yeah, look, they hate this.
It That's the one that got me. They hate this.
They hate
This is a new place.
This is perfect. That was a perfect place for that. You know what? I'll give you the inspiration for that because you cracked the DM up. That's a good one. So you just mark that as an inspiration that you get to see. Okay, so you play the Song of Elizabeth on the harpsichord. The conservatory fills with ghosts that dance about the room to the tune of the melody. The ghosts take no notice of the characters, save for two, Gustav and Elizabeth, who stand beside the fireplace, staring at the PCs.
Wait. Their ghosts appear somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as you start playing, it takes a few seconds because you have to kind of figure it out. But once you actually start playing the melody for this particular piece of music, this entire hall fills with ghosts. And Gustav and Elizabeth, you recognize them now from their pictures, are standing here by the fireplace and are looking directly at you.
I think I would go over and try to talk with them.
All
Anybody
right.
else?
I'm gonna wait for it to see what.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that.
Yeah, that's far enough.
All right,
away.
I'm gonna let. I'm gonna let.
Okay, as soon as you move over to try to engage them, they stare you down, and then everything goes black in the room, and the harpsichord, all the chords on the harpsichord, slash, and everything disappears, and then comes back as the room was normal.
So it reset, basically.
It reset the
Kinda
room.
like it did upstairs.
Mhm.
So, like the harpsichord version of a record scratch.
Yes,
If he plays again, do the ghosts return?
same thing happens again,
And they just stand there
Everything's
looking
on,
at
it's on
us.
a loop.
and stand there looking at them. And as soon as you try to engage them, it all resets.
That's weird.
That's.
It was very good playing, though.
I've got hidden depths.
You are lying with hidden depths. This is wonderful. We will expect more things from you now. The bar has been set so high.
What would you like to do next?
There was talk of grabbing a sword and then heading upstairs.
Let's do it.
So,
Okay.
so I just would like you to have a melee weapon for up close, and so you
Okay.
have for up close, and then you can also have a distance weapon.
Okay. You go back down to the first
Oh,
floor.
and then do a little quick look through to see if anything's changed. Or if it's
Okay,
Do I
so
get
you're
the
gonna
ma-
go
do I get
down
that
to the
map
first.
back out?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring them back out. And go down to the first floor.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You can probably just leave all the papers.
I will try.
Yeah. Because technically, you could throw those pieces of paper away. I don't need them anymore.
Till the next map.
Yeah, till the next map. Okay, till the next time somebody else plays this again.
Conservation.
But they have to be the exact same
Exactly
size.
same size.
Have them together.
Save them together.
Dude,
I'll put
figure
them
it
all
out.
in the same thing. All right, so you go back down. You go into each of the rooms. Which room do you go into first?
We'll first grab the sword, which
Okay.
I think was in the hunting
Oh,
room.
yeah. It's
sitting-
over the fireplace.
Fireplace.
Is the
No,
suit
the-
of armor still downstairs? That
Oh,
was,
yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
That was pushed off the balcony?
Oh.
Is it?
Check. Somebody check perception.
Well, that's easy to see, so we'll shoot them on the way.
6 perception.
So you realize that you come downstairs and there should have been a suit of armor that you guys forgot to remember about, but you
Sure.
don't see any suit of armor around.
Well, that is convenient. It cleans itself. This is wonderful.
And then where
Best
to
house
next?
ever.
Real quick, somebody check the kitchen and pantry. I'm gonna check the dining room.
I'll peek in the kitchen.
Okay.
Does it look any different?
Okay, so she's.
Looks
You're going here.
same as it was when you first entered. When you enter that room, all the wolves' heads are back in place.
Oh.
Oh my dude.
What would you like to do?
It's gonna jump off.
Round 2.
That's fine.
Let's just go upstairs.
Let's go
The
upstairs.
places where you attacked the wall are back to their
Right
original
here.
look.
The walls where we've taken the swords and the axe down and all of that stuff,
Those pieces are gone.
they're gone. Okay.
This prevents me from doing a YouTube infinite great axe hack video that I was going to do. This is fine.
So yes, if you go look into the other room, you see that each one of those walls where you tried to see if it was some sort of hidden thing are all back to the way they were and in pristine condition.
I'm gonna do one more perception check.
Okay.
If anyone wants to help me on that area there.
Okay.
Yes, of course. Guidance.
That's not gonna do any good. 6, 4, 9.
Everything seems back to the way it was originally. It's freaky, but not out of the ordinary at this point.
Yes, let us head upstairs.
All right.
1, 2.
So there.
Yeah.
Having seen all the floor plans so far, let me get a perception check from all of you. And you're on the 3rd floor, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, your dice don't look like it.
Nat 1.
8.
Okay. I think it's one more floor up, isn't it?
But
No,
we
this
have
is-
not been. So this
We-
was just us
The
going
third?
up the stairs. But
This is
Oh
third
yeah,
floor.
that's 3rd floor. Okay,
There's
you're
the
in the
third
right
floor
spot.
with the baby and the maid or the nursemaid's
17.
quarters.
Yeah. Okay.
17, good one. Not just 12.
Okay. You get the idea, or you feel like, having seen everything so far, that the safest place in the house would have been on the second.
bathtub.
Yes,
I'm
on the 2nd floor in the servants' room. It's the what seems to be the easily defensible or guardable room, and if you needed to sleep anywhere, that is where you would want to sleep.
Which one?
On the 2nd floor.
the DM may be very kind to us and be offering for us to maybe take a long rest before we head upstairs. I would like to take a long rest before we head upstairs.
You know?
Have we used anything?
I mean, I have. I protected her from good and evil right before she
that's
killed the
right.
thing.
Oh, and she's down some
And
strength.
I'm,
All right,
yeah,
all right, all right.
We would like
And
to
what-
take a long rest, please.
In which room? Which room?
Back
The servants'
downstairs.
quarters?
Where the 2 beds were.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to go down and who's going to stand watch? You have
I do not need to sleep.
Okay.
I go into my eyes stay open, and as long as I am standing still, but I will point to myself toward the door.
Okay,
And,
all right.
So if something enters your vision, and you'll wake you up.
Yes,
That's kind of cool.
yes. Yes, it is called Century's Rest. As long as I remain motionless for 6 hours, with my eyes open and my senses alert, I am recharged.
Okay. All right. So as you go to lay down, I need 3 of you to roll d6s.
I was just gonna make 3 circles and then lay down on the floor. at the end of
Yes.
the
Sounds good.
Per.
A
day.
4.
4.
You 2 re-roll.
You-
I have a 2.
You got a 4 as well?
No,
Okay.
I got a 2.
It's just the 2 4s. Re-roll.
I rolled a 2 this time.
4.
Okay. Now you 2 re-roll.
5.
1.
Okay.
1, 5.
4.
Okay. 1, 5, 4.
I die in my sleep.
I have both of my spell slots. It's an exciting day this is.
Okay. And you said you got a 1?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with you.
During the night.
During the night.
Got a fever.
Meanwhile.
Got the pox.
it's a little hectic for you. You hear what sounds like rats scrambling up and down between the voids in the walls near you through the entire night, but you still get a full night's rest. Okay. You rolled a 5.
Yep.
You overhear what sounds like people arguing in whisper. On the right side, you hear a pleading female voice that swears, "It isn't his." And on the left side, you hear a cold female voice that kind of scoffs and says, "It doesn't care." And you have a wonderful night's rest other than that. You, sir, as you awake, you open your eyes from your rest to see one of your friends slowly creeping towards another sleeper. What do you do?
So one of them keep.
So you see, we'll say she's creeping over towards her slowly. It looks ominous.
Jade, what are you doing?
She doesn't answer.
She's still moving towards you.
Mm-hmm. You see her pull a knife from her waistband.
I reach up and grab her wrist.
All right. Let me get a strength check from you.
All right. 16.
Okay, you grab her hand, and she turns her attention towards you, and smiles, and reaches behind and grabs another blade, presses it up against her throat, and slits deeply across her throat.
It's the rats. They let me sleep.
She falls in front of you, bleeding out. What would you like to do?
Wake up.
You gonna try to wake up?
Something about me feels like this is a dream.
Okay.
I mean, would that be?
You're gonna try to like shake it off?
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally
Okay.
like
Let me get a
Do I need a wisdom?
perception roll.
a perception roll or
Yeah.
a wisdom roll, or what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, perception. To try and perceive.
Yeah. 22.
As you suspect, you wake up, sweat kind of just brushing off your face as you realize that it was just a terrible dream and not well manufactured. As you wipe some of the sweat from your brow and you look at your paw, there's a little smear of blood on your hand. You have a okay night's rest. You don't have any exhaustion, but you're fine. And that's it. But you still, that blood smells real to you.
Okay. Thank you.
And
It's
nothing.
not mine. It doesn't smell like mine.
Not yours. Not yours. All right.
That's what I thought, but just you know.
Oh yeah, no. All right. So now, what would you guys like to do?
Now we would like to go upstairs.
They go up, Ray.
All right. All right.
There doesn't seem to be any
Oh,
fog of war
there's
here.
no.
Do you want to put some fog of war down? Or
Oh, you still have. Let's see here.
Oh, did I get my 3 strength points back?
Yes. Yeah, you're back. Let's
There's
see.
no.
I feel much better.
Me too.
Yeah. So there's no fog on war of that one because I didn't think you guys were gonna make it this far, but it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well,
We've only got like 19 minutes left anyway. You guys aren't gonna make it through this.
Wait, what?
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 All right.
Phrasing?
You guys have done well enough. You guys are good. Okay. So you come up the little secret stairs there, and you come out here into this hall. This bare hall is choked with dust and cobwebs. There are 4 doors in this area. One of the doors appears to be held shut with a padlock. What would you like to do next?
I'm assuming this is the padlock one with the little
Yeah.
dot on it.
Yeah.
I will use the iron key on the padlock.
Okay.
Good job.
All right. That is. All right. This is. You unlock the door. The door contains a bricked up window flanked by 2 dusty wood frame beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on the sides of a dollhouse that's a perfect replica of the dreary edifice on which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs. Lying in the middle of the floor are 2 small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of 2 cradles a stuffed bear that you also recognize.
Oh.
I'm not normally one for violence, but whoever has done this, we must stop them from ever doing it again.
yeah.
Perception checks.
22.
That one's done for the night.
8.
Alright, Wolf. 8.
20.
Okay. You realize that the door only has a lock on the outside.
Yes, they were locked. They started up.
You also can see out of the corner of your eye that the dollhouse I talked about here.
This is
This is
the
dollhouse.
Oh, sorry, the
That's
dollhouse.
the- that's toy
Can't,
chest.
it looks like a toy. Okay, so this dollhouse,
Yes.
you see on this particular floor in the dollhouse all of your figures standing there.
All of us,
So it's like a living dollhouse.
as figures in the dollhouse.
That's
So I'm assuming that we're on the 4th level, which is the gabled level, like the top floor.
Mhm.
Yes.
This is the attic.
Can we open the dollhouse?
Yeah, it's open. It's open on one side.
Are there any other figures available and to be seen in the dollhouse?
There are no other figures in the dollhouse.
All right.
Is it breakdowns of the entire rooms?
It's exact replicas of every
What
single room.
about the areas that we have seen, the walled off portions?
Mm-hmm.
Is that area in the dollhouse?
Yeah.
Is it a walled off portion or is it
Mhm.
something else, like a different room or something?
You just see the walls.
Do you see walls?
You don't see through the walls.
Alright.
So if you were looking at this, if this is inside the dollhouse, this is exactly what you see in the dollhouse. So it is exactly like that
Is
in the
this the last
dollhouse.
floor?
Are there figures,
Yeah, go.
are there figures of skeletons in the dollhouse on the floor?
No.
No.
Let me try something.
That's good.
So we all standing in this room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk to the. I'm gonna walk to walk out of that room and ask them if anything changes.
The people that are still in the room see his figure move
It's creepy.
across the dollhouse, and you see him where he stands.
I will take his figure and put it back in the room.
Nothing happens,
Oh.
and as soon as you let it go, it reverts back to the spot.
So it's only if we move, does it move?
I think he's trying to get at. Do we see this or not?
No.
Okay.
You see the walls just as it is in the dollhouse.
Right.
You do not see what this is.
Yeah. So we don't.
How heavy is the dollhouse?
I don't know. I would say 20 pounds, maybe.
I would like to carry the dollhouse.
What?
When are we ever going to have something that has, it's essentially a map?
Oh,
that
for
we
God's
divided-
sake! I have riches.
You were the one who stuffed the floor, like in the chest.
That was always easier for everyone to look at it.
This is fair. This is fine.
It's fine.
I will leave the dollhouse here, but I will admire the craftsmanship.
Does it have the secret room in it, or is that his secret room in the doll?
It's in the dollhouse. It's exposed
Okay,
in the
okay.
dollhouse. As you leave, are you leaving the room? You staying here? Where are you
Is
going?
there
now?
anything in the toy chest?
Toys.
Twist. Yes. I
Uh,
will take the
Is there a
teddy
ball of
bear.
yarn?
No.
Oh dang.
I will take
As you
the teddy
leave-
bear. Take the teddy bear. I was
Okay,
gonna
you take the teddy bear.
Alright.
When you leave the room, the children are standing in the center here.
The ones we saw.
Supposed to
Rose
be
and Thorn.
outside?
Hello, little ones.
Hey.
We have opened your room for you.
We know.
Now you are free to play wherever you would like.
We are not.
Why?
If you would be so kind as to put our bones to rest,
No.
then we could.
Of course.
I am not.
I'm sorry we didn't know before. We were not ourselves.
It is alright. I'm not sure I am able to, but I will do my best.
There's plots for us in the basement. In the family plots.
How do we get to the basement?
She takes you over to the wall in the toy house and touches this wall
Yes.
in the dollhouse, and you hear a click.
Yes.
So she goes to the dollhouse. She touches the wall in the dollhouse.
In the dollhouse.
And
And we
this
hear,
opens.
and we hear like a click echo down the.
Right. You hear an audible click.
click.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Okay.
All right, take the dollhouse. Take the dollhouse.
Let us leave the dollhouse. Kids. No, don't take the dollhouse. This is a stupid idea. But how will dollhouse help us as we navigate up the house and miracles? I will go get.
What accent is it?
Yeah, it's an amalgamation of many accents. Mostly Vulcan. I will go get. I will go get the sheep.
The children will be able to answer any questions you have at this point. So if you wanted to ask them more questions, you could take the time.
Come, cubs. Come. Tarful once. We'll take care of you. What happened here?
Well,
They can't answer but that one.
No, whatever they know, they will
Yeah.
know.
they went to the basement We heard the creature, but then nobody ever came back. We waited here. We couldn't leave. We got so tired and hungry. So tired. So hungry. And that's the last thing we remember.
Did your parents, do you know if they had other people here and did rituals?
I don't know about any rituals.
Do you know do you know who the other people were?
I don't know of any other people.
Was your mother angry?
Sometimes.
Who was she angry at?
Mostly Walter.
The baby.
Yeah.
What happened to the baby, do you know?
All I know is he's no longer here.
Is that before they sent you here?
No, it happened sometime after. We just couldn't hear him crying anymore.
I will take a bed sheet and gather the bones in as delicate a manner as I am able to. And as I put them with my bag, I will. I know it is hard to find peace, but I'm not sure if it was just this particular space or them. But I will gather them with me so that once we are able to find a resting place, I will.
She will be. Rose will say that yes, if you could please inter us in our tomb, that would put our souls to rest.
Yes,
Finally.
yes, of course.
You will find peace, and you will be avenged.
Thank you.
Could we do a quick scope of the other
Sure.
rooms to
So,
see if there's anything worthy of note? It looks like this is.
They tell you if you ever need to sleep again, to stay in the house, you can stay here, and they will protect you.
Understood.
So, which room would you like to go to next?
One more question.
Sure.
What do you know of the monster?
It's in the basement.
What kind?
I don't know. We never saw it. We still haven't.
What's in the room with all the funky white things all over the floor?
Are you asking the children?
I'm gonna look. Well, no, I'll ask him. Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
why not?
yeah. Are there any
Like-
things worthy of note?
What else is up here? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what's in that room? Because I can point to it in the dollhouse.
This room is the storage room.
What do you store in there?
Stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
All the mimics.
Things.
There's something called a
This
beholder.
door right here is truly a mimic. Don't open that one. Kidding. It's just a normal door.
What's underneath
I've got a
all
sixth
of,
sense humor.
Are there sheets covering things in that room?
Yes.
And what's under the sheets?
So in the model we saw the sheets over that stuff? Okay, great. So
Everything that's in the dollhouse is in the.
Can I try taking a sheet off of one of the items in the
Sure,
dollhouse?
sure.
Okay, I'm gonna try to take
Just a
the
statue.
little teeny tiny. Okay, and are they all statues?
No, some of them are stacks of boxes.
Some of them are weeping angels.
Some of them are weeping angels. It's okay. It's
Don't
fine. It's
think.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. It's cool.
furniture? Furniture? Any furniture?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what
some furniture.
happens
Let's-
if I
let's-
take
all
if
right.
I take one of the statues that's uncovered, and then I move it to another room in the dollhouse?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, you don't know. You haven't gone in the.
Yeah.
As far as you know, nothing's happened.
Okay.
Let's I'm gonna go in that room.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in that room since that's the one and see what I see.
Okay.
So,
This one?
yeah, they're by the door, but I walk in. Yeah. So we had to go in through
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dusty chamber is packed with old furniture, chairs, coat racks, standing mirrors, dress mannequins, and the like, all draped in dusty white sheets.
And I'm starting to get, I'm kind of riled up right now, so I'm just pulling.
I think we
sure,
all see
sure,
this. I
sure.
think we see like when you were like, "You will be avenged." I'm like, "Oh gosh, all right."
It's
Yeah.
not gonna be pretty.
This will be all right. And you
I'm
just
not,
start,
I'm not gentle about it. I'm just,
Okay.
just yanking sheets.
Underneath one of the sheets, you find an unlocked wooden chest or trunk.
I kick
It's
it
the
towards-
only trunk that's in
I
there.
push it towards them. I don't care.
Okay.
I'll open it.
Yes, she will open.
Okay. It contains the skeletal remains, contains skeletal remains, wrapped in a tattered bedsheet stained with dry blood. Would you like to
Infants?
make a?
Infant size?
No, it's more of an adult size. You got a medicine check
Yes, sure. Yes, of course.
or a wisdom check, right? Perception, maybe?
10
Wherever you're better
10
at.
medicine.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I assume this is not.
And perception's 11.
Okay. Yes, you can identify that it's a woman and it was stabbed to death by multiple knife wounds.
This was the sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
to bring about whatever the creature was downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what'd you roll? What'd you roll?
16.
And you rolled?
11.
Okay, you recognize it as the nursemaid. You recognize the clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then somebody, I'm gonna check the other rooms, find what you heard over here.
Okay.
So I'll let you do whichever way you want.
Which one? Sorry, which one?
So I'm going, while I
This
said
one or this one?
We heard a click over here.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you want to check that
I send
out?
them to, so I'm basically doing.
We see that he is in
You're raging out in the rest of the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, not rage, 'cause
Okay.
I'm not using my rage, but I'm
Okay.
at the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted you to finish, but okay. If you will continue to do
Yeah.
what you're doing, Margaret appears when you disturb the bones, and she has all of her memories, and she realizes what happened, and will answer any of your questions. But she says,
Okay, then if I see that, I'm gonna stop. I'm not
"Oh,
gonna-
you'll stop as soon as she appears."
As soon as I
she
go,
has
yeah.
a completely different look. She looks like your human self with a completely different
This
demeanor.
is less the spectral
Yes,
anger.
she is no longer tethered to this anger. She's beginning to let it go and understand fully what has happened.
Margaret, what has happened here?
Something awful.
You were killed by the lady of the household, were you not, Margaret?
I was.
She believed you to be something.
Are you Romani? Gypsy.
No.
But you are the mother, aren't you, not?
Yes.
I am so sorry.
I heard you before. It wasn't me they sacrificed.
He was the child,
My child.
something truly innocent.
His child. And that is where we'll end for the night.
What?
But also congratulations because you go to level 2.
Yeah. Hey, big round of applause for Big Mike.
Hey, nice job.
Well done, my dude. Well done. I cannot wait.
I did not think you guys would make it that far.
I cannot wait.
All right, so everything you've learned so far is that the child was sacrificed, and we'll recap it next time. But Margaret was the mother, nursemaid,
mother of
Walter,
Walter.
and Miss Durst found out,
Did
had her
not like
killed.
it. Yeah.
Yep. And then some other things
The
happened.
only thing that I'm unaware of is like with the letters, it shows that there was a fiend already attached to the house, or was she referencing Margaret? Are we able to attune?
No, the fiend is not her. She will also admit that.
Okay.
That's not.
So there
that
was
is something
a
else.
fiend.
There is something else in this house.
There was a fiend. They tried to do something in order to get the fiend
I
to
wonder
leave.
where it could be.
They sacrificed the child.
That part you don't. She doesn't. She knows that there's something else in this house, but she doesn't know what purpose that other thing is.
Understood. Okay. When's the next time that we can all get together that's not going to mess
Can I
with
check?
Thanksgiving? And
I don't have a
On
calendar.
stream, you wanna do this off stream?
we could do it on stream so that if anybody.
So everybody knows what next time. Yay!
So we're
Right.
talking
Okay.
November.
Back in November. The third Sunday would be the 17th.
I can do the
10.
10th. I can do the 10th.
10th.
Because we're going to Meetable Fair. We
Yeah.
got the wedding
10th
the
is
day
good?
before.
10th.
Let's do the 10th.
November 10th.
November 10th is the
November
next
10th
show.
Is the next pen and paper. Have your characters leveled up.
Yes,
ready to
level
go?
2. If you have any questions, hit me up. Or we can do that out of game because that'll take a lot away from you.
Was
It's
any
a
of
lot
that,
to.
was any of that jewelry magical?
We never did this.
Well,
check
you
on
don't
it.
know.
We never did check it.
Yeah. I can do detect magic as a ritual. I just assume.
You can.
Like, yeah.
And I can do some.
No.
Yeah. Okay. This is awesome. This is great.
Yeah.
Thank you, dude. So much.
Okay, so to end it up, any feedback for me or feed forward for me? Anything you'd like to see me do differently,
No.
better, more, anything? Is there anything about the game you wanted more of?
No.
Anything you wanted less of?
No, I have a question for us. How would you prefer we handle situations where we do sort of split up a little bit? Do you, like
We'll do it 1 and then 2.
Okay.
Kind of like when he stayed in the other room. We'll finish whoever is in the scene, and then we'll go and
Okay.
then they'll match up at the end.
Got it. Great.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works. I
Okay.
just want to make sure there's not.
Do you have another way that you
no,
want
I'm
to try?
just saying, I want to make sure it's
You-
not confusing you.
You will be able to do congruent.
I
know.
like the idea of like if we've started a thing, let's finish up that thing, and
Right.
then we'll
And
move on to
then go
this
to the
other
next thing.
this
Yeah.
other this other path that we're taking, and we'll just because that so yeah, that works for me. I just
All
wanna
right,
make sure
cool, fantastic.
Amazing. Thank you so
All
much
right.
again, dude.
All right,
Uh,
the pleasure's all mine.
Bye.
Indigo Chameleon, thanks so much for tuning in. Everybody that tuned in tonight, and we hope you had a great time tonight. I want to say thank you again to Jay for coming in.
Yay, thank you so
How
much.
did you enjoy your first D&D game?
It was cool, yeah. It's learning curve.
Oh, you did great.
I am
You
so
You got a pew pew.
appreciative.
I got the pew pew.
You got the pew
I didn't pew so well.
It's okay. You pewed with the best. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you guys. There's always a spot at the table for each and every one of you. Indigo Connect. And do you have a tagline for pen and paper?
Oh,
No.
Well, and let me see. We're gonna stick around for a raid. We're gonna raid a charity stream.
We're
Made
gonna
a
go
Schwartz
raid charity stream tonight.
Small
So
terrible dragonborns.
woo!
pen and paper. Ghost Rider, go home. So
Yeah,
we'll
go
see
try
you
to go
soon.
home.
Ah.